city always brings a smile to my face. Wing freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
Manwich!
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 Manwich.
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 Manwich!
Manwich!
It's Manwich.
This is Man.
This is Rich.
This is Ken.
And this is the Manwich Show.
What it do, Rich? Well, how you doing, man?
What's going on, my fellow Manwichers?
Chilling, man. What it do, nephew?
You done with that phone or not? So what's going on, guys?
Oh, man, you know, chilling, had a good time with family and everything.
What was the
I
special?
enjoyed myself, man. My cousin, he was, he's going to prom and everything.
Oh, that's the special occasion, was the prom?
Yeah, man, and
Prom?
he enjoyed himself, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's May,
Yeah,
yo.
it's something different, man, you know?
So did you go to prom too, Ken?
Yes, I did.
That's
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? You're decades
I
ago.
I was
went to prom,
escorted
Rich?
by 2 women.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
Wow.
What
How
about-
was prom in the was it the 60s?
Yes, it was.
What was it like?
Like that.
Like that? That's how prom was?
The problem was it was pretty cool. You know, had a band, a real band, you know. Good music. You know, only the good people were there, not the ones that caused you a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, man, yeah.
You know?
That's the people I stay away from, man.
Yeah.
Problem makers and
I've been playing new music now. I got a different tune coming up. I was over with my sons and I recorded it, and now we just got to edit it and shit. You know?
hey, man, I want to hear you play too, man.
It's called "Standing in the Corner."
Where your guitar, man? You didn't bring your guitar?
I forgot it at my son's place.
You forget
Oh,
the
when I had it
guitar.
here, it was so out of tune I couldn't get a note.
Okay, because
No.
I love to hear you, man. I know when we was leaving last week from the podcast, I was seeing you, do a little demonstration. It sounded like you was good, man. You got talent, man.
Well, Richard heard me play
Yeah, he plays a tune that
"Back on the Road." Oh, you
no,
mean
the
other one?
depressing tune that makes you want to commit suicide.
That's the depression tune. I ain't hear like that. It
That's
was more like,
it's called "Lady Don't Cry."
oh, okay.
You know, and it's basically a story. You know, put into music. You know, this guy, he's dying, right? And his girlfriend is crying all the time, and he's trying to comfort her and tell her, that he loved her and all that kind of stuff. And, it's just a story, like, it's pretty cool, And then the other one is on the road for the last time. That one there is all about the effects, what I went through when I was on Journey. I did things that I and my brother and 2 other guys that were brothers, and we took off, and we just enjoyed ourselves, We used our freedom. We used the freedom that was there, the real freedom. Hey, ever said, when can you go to walk across or drive across into Canada without being caught by the by the bounties,
Man.
We went across there. We didn't even know we were in Canada, to tell you the truth. We took a side road out of Idaho and ended up in Canada. So we were sitting there talking about it, looking out there. This isn't, in the end of March. There's a lot of snow here and there, out there. And we were just, got to this little town called Moose Jaw in Saskatchewan. Well, Quebec is right next door, right? And Moose Jaw is connected to the to the boundary. And so we drove in there and we're sitting there talking like that. And we decided to go on a fucking journey. We're going to go into the Yukon, but we're going to travel. We're going to follow through the wilderness. Hey, we had no weapons. The only weapons we had was a hatchet and a Bowie knife. That was it. And we went all the way 1,700 some fucking miles. We went into the wilderness. And we saw grizzly bears. We saw wolves. Everything. Caribou. But hundreds of them. Walking down the stream. We saw 2 grizzlies. One grizzly was down by a stream snatching up salmon. And the grass was about 6 feet high. Dang. So you had to kind of sneak through there like that. And that bear picked up his head like that and sniffed and looked our way. We got the fuck out of there, man. And then that time with the wolves, how we met the wolves, we're along the stream. It's a pretty wide stream, maybe about 8-9 feet wide, about 7-8 foot deep. And I caught some salmon, or some trout, and so we cooked them up or eat them. We're throwing the bones by a tree, by a fucking tree. All of a sudden, that night, my brother said, "Look at those eyes out there." I said, "There's more than 2 out there. There's a whole bunch of eyes." We got up real slow and hit it for the first tree we saw. We climbed way the fuck up there. And dogs are trying to climb that tree.
Wolves that were after you?
Yeah, wolves, right? Yeah, hell
wolves.
Yeah. Well, I could think we didn't have very far to run to get to a tree because we're in the wilderness and there's a lot of trees out there in Canada. Yeah. And we ended up in Quebec anyway. And there was some pretty treacherous, little mountain passes we had to go over and shit, but nothing they had to climb, hand over hand and shit, like that. Just hard walking up and then walking back down. We got into a canyon one time, and there was no way to get down that stream. No way. That canyon was so high, it was unreal. The mountains are so high alongside and so sheer on the ends. So we didn't know what we were going to do. So my friend says, let's build a raft. So we all took our ropes out. We each had 50-foot rope, inch round, and we drove some logs out of the wilderness, right? And we chopped off all the branches and shit. And we tied it all together. Pretty solid.
This sounds like the beginning of Deliverance.
Yeah, and we got
Deliverance.
When we got that,
he got some interesting stories, Rich.
When we got that,
he got some real interesting
stories. We got that raft fixed. I had an 8-foot pole, and we shoved off. And I went to give the second one. That pole disappeared and went. That was so freaking deep. My pole didn't touch the ground. Well, here we are going through that canyon.
Dude,
like a rabbit.
I was told your pole doesn't touch the ground today.
You messed up.
I'm sorry.
No, you got one of them.
Good.
It was pretty cool though.
Continue on, kid. Go ahead, kid.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold that thought. Remember when we were kids growing up and we watched that movie Booty Call? Yeah. And the dude told that he said, that chick was like, something about his penis, and he said it's 2 inches, and she said off the ground, or she said, yeah, in your pants, not off the ground or something. Anyhow, go ahead. Keep that thought.
I didn't get what you were saying, but yeah. Okay.
You gotta watch the movie.
Yeah. Anyway, we got on that raft, and we were going down to a rapid area through the canyon, and we had to use our feet to kick off the side of the mountain there. Well, it was about a quarter mile ride to that canyon. When we got out, it was just so beautiful, man. you know. And we pulled it up into a little rapid area and pulled the raft up. And we're going to use that raft to go down this stream some more. They went into the woods to look for goodies and shit, you know. So I walked the stream. I got about a quarter mile down, and there's about a 90-foot waterfall. I told him we ain't taking that nowhere. So we untied that. At the end of the journey where we had to turn around and come back we were by this big lake. I can't remember the name of the lake. I don't think it even had a name at that time. Because now there's houses along the rivers and in the wilderness. You know, they got houses in there, little communities. Mm-hmm. And when we went there was nothing there, this wilderness. Well, we got by this big lake, and we're looking around. My brother spotted an old cabin way up in the woods, and you could just barely see it was a cabin. So we went up in there. It was so freaking cool, man. Them people had talent when he built shit, you know, for real. All wooden pegs, wooden things holding that thing together, you know. Shutters, big wooden shutters, you know. The door was built wrong, you know, because this opened it, you know. Well, I'm down there, and I said to my brother, you know, they had an old wood stove in there. It looked like a Ben Franklin. Real pretty, you know, all that chrome in that. Really, really nice. There was no glass windows, no glass. You couldn't find no glass at all in there. But I decided to go down and do some fishing. And we didn't have fishing. I had thread, and I twisted the thread together. Kept on twisting it, you know. Got it real, real long, tied it on a stick, took a bobby pin, not a bobby pin, but a safety pin, and I hooked that up, and I took and bent the little hook on it, you know. Catch a bug, put it on, throw it in there. Well, I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and I look over in the woods. I said, what the fuck is that? You know, pretty big, whatever the fuck it is. Big old fucking grizzly bear, man. That sucker was fucking big. I say he must be about 12, 13 feet high. It was huge, and it started coming down there. And I went up that fuck. I was about maybe about 500 yards from the cabin. As soon as I got up that cabin, that bear was halfway up that hill already, too. You know, I got into the cabin, shut the door, and locked it. It didn't work. That bear scraped his paw down on that fucking door, and that opened that door. Good. I tell you, that bear was fucking big. We went out that fucking back window up a great big old fucking pine tree, and that bear stuck his head in that fucking little shutter hole there like that and looked up at us and growled at us. That growl knock you out of a tree. I swear, man. And his teeth are so fucking huge, you know. I mean, that head was fucking big, you know. But also, he just done a couple of growls like that, and he went down, and we waited, we watched him go down to the lake, and he went back into the woods. We got down, we started heading back. You know, we were gone, it'd be, might say, April, May, June, July, August. 5 months we were gone. You know? But we had fun. Anyway, we got rid of that bear, and we were about 3 days down. We hit a river. I can't remember the name of the river, but across that river is a little town called Whitehorse or something like that over there on the other side of that river. And you know, we were walking down alongside the river, nice walking, you know. And also this guy with a boat come sliding across that river, you know. And he says, "Get in the boat, boys." We got in there. Why? He pointed. The bear was about 200 yards behind us. That same fuck, he's going to get one of us.
Yeah, he's coming. He was coming for sure.
Yeah. But the caribou, I mean, I never saw so many fucking caribous. I see them on TV, you know. Look, a bunch of reindeers are coming down there. These are hundreds of caribou coming down that stream. We got into the woods and we sat against a tree and things came right by us. You could actually touch them if you wanted to. But there ain't no way we were going to touch nothing.
Hey, I got a crazy story though, right? I was in boot camp, right? And I had a squad mates. All this was cool. We was, you know, in boot camp you can't talk or anything, right? You can't talk. Can't talk to each other. You got to ask permission to speak, right? So on my, you know, last days, I have like 30 days left. Another guy, he got like 30 days left, right? No, all us for the graduate. The whole entire squad for the graduate. And it's a pigeon coop, with a lot of pigeons in it. And people feed the pigeons and everything, throughout the day and everything, because you got time to feed them, and it's like recreation, you know what I'm saying? So on the last day, I walk across the stage, and I'm excited, I'm happy and everything. Then that same day, man, when I walk out across the stage, my guy supposed to walk across the stage. Man, he ended up feeding the pigeon. He ended up had to restart, start this program all over again for feeding the pigeon. I said, your last day, bro, you ended up feeding the pigeon. Threw me off. I said, man, you did good for the whole 6 months. It's just a 6-month program. And you wait for your last day, man. Now I got to restart, I had to start over 2 different occasions because I ain't paying attention to my behavior. I wasn't paying attention to details. But when I got mature in the program, I started listening. I started understanding that, it ain't everyone else's fault, it's me. So I started reflecting, doing some reflecting and started looking in the mirror and taking accountability. So I started fixing my behavior. So I ended up graduating. I was excited, man. I was proud of myself. But I was looking forward my whole squad to graduate, right? This man did not graduate. This man had to restart on his last day, man. I can't get that out of my head, man. All the we got to do, in the morning, we got to get up in the morning and do PT, physical training. We have to, double time all through the day.
Don't look at me like that.
Hey, we got to double time all through the day.
Yeah.
We can't, just, walk around. Ain't no walking. Double time is running all day. You got to run all day.
So you're telling me that. Speak. So basically, you're telling me that Mike Tyson would have to take this program several times. Because
then you got to ask permission to speak. You got to say
he loves pigeons.
You got to be like, sir, Inmate Key requests permission to speak, sir. And be like, speak, sir. Speak, Key. May I go use the number 1 head? You know what I mean? May I use the number 1 head call, something like that, right? And then do the bayou leave and run, crazy, goofy stuff.
Yeah. That's to cut time, isn't it?
Yeah,
time cutter.
Time cutter, yeah. I did that, my first time, because, my second time I went to prison, the first time, it was like.
You went to prison 2 times?
Yeah, 2 times. That was the 15 years, yeah. That's the 15 years, man.
The first time you did 15?
No, I did, what I do? 24 months. Did 24 months.
So you were in minimum security.
No, I ain't never went to prison the first time. I just went right to boot camp. I went to Jackson.
Okay, because you have to have short time to get that.
I went to Jackson first, then I went right to boot camp and everything. So I ain't never step inside a prison wall. So the second time, it was like, damn.
And the rest of it you used for probation, right?
Yeah, the rest was probation, yeah.
Because that really cut your probation also.
Yeah.
So I just want to start by saying that these messages are brought to you by Tic Tac. All right, now I've got a story.
I think you're a Tic Tac.
Now I've got a story.
He's too good. You ate all these like this.
Yeah, they're the best ones. The
they're
orange.
the best ones.
So
jelly beans are.
Now you told your story. You told your story, and you told your story.
Now what's your story?
Your story. All right, this is my story. So I'm on top of this building, right? And I'm overlooking the city.
This a dream?
And I see crime. And it was the Joker, man. And he was robbing a makeup store because he was running out of white makeup. And I just apprehended him, and that was the end. That was my story.
That's crazy.
From Manwich, man.
Sounds pretty scary to me, man.
It was, man. It was dark. It was late at night.
Hey, TT. Hey, Gigi. Shay. What y'all doing? Hey.
What?
But BCD, right?
Yeah. Is Mookie going to call tonight?
Yeah, he don't call in a minute.
Did he let you know during the week?
Yeah.
It's time for him to call now. That's what
Hey, you
time
gotta
it
show
is.
me how to put money on the phone, man, so I can have people call me, man. Like,
Oh, you mean tell me ever since you've been out, you haven't called not one person?
not call one, but they call me.
I mean,
you know?
call you.
Yeah.
You gotta understand this mask, man. This stuff gets kind of hot. So my brain's cooking. So now you just got to do IC Solutions. You gotta get the app, and then you give them your banking information,
Account number and
Yeah.
route number.
Yup.
Put like a couple dollars on it. Cause I remember the time I was incarcerated and I was
Your mom's
thinking,
trying to call you right now. But we got a prison call.
Hello.
I
You have
wonder
a
who it
prepaid
will
call
be.
from
Danny.
It's Danny.
an inmate
Oh.
at
I'm on the show,
Racine Correctional Institution. Your account balance is $18.06. To hear the charges for this call, all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
What's
Hello?
up, Danny?
okay, man, let me finish the show, man. I'm gonna call you later, man.
What's up? Can you hear
Hello?
me? Can you hear me?
How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. You're our first caller.
Welcome back,
Say it
Danny.
again?
You're the first caller tonight.
Yeah, you get a free 6-pack of
That's surprising.
Bud Light.
Hey,
Welcome
He been
back.
down here.
Thanks for calling too, Danny. I appreciate your call, man. We appreciate
No
you,
problem. I enjoy calling.
man. Yeah, man. What's the give us some knowledge, man. Get us some, man. You know, what's on your mind and your heart, man, your spirit, man.
Well, everything's going pretty good right now. I'm finally back to a normal schedule. I just got another gig, got the canteen gig back. Still got my computer concepts going. Still won't let me in my. I wish I could get my refresher course in math going, but they still won't let me in that. But other than that, everything's going all right. Talking to my daughter, she's doing all right. Still looking for a second job. Grandkids all right. They're about to go spend the summer with their father. School lets out. Wish I could talk to her more. It's just not enough time in the day. She needs a lot of encouragement. Sometimes she feel like she's not doing enough, but I'm like, she just took my grandson to a Golden State game in Oklahoma for his birthday. And I'm like, you still think you're not doing enough? You just drove 3 hours.
Yeah,
He can enjoy a day.
yeah.
So just positive reinforcement, a lot of that going on, godly counsel.
hey, Danny.
Yeah.
How about filling the viewers in on what's going on with you lately with the motion?
All right.
Kind of like
This is what
update the viewers.
This is what I'm about to do. I finished typing it up. I got to go over it and read over it, make my corrections like I told you in the email, along with the putting in the table of authorities. That's a little time consuming. But also I had someone else read it. He said it was real good. He finna, I don't know if you remember Mr. Jones,
No,
Derwin, when he was here.
no.
But anyway, he finna get out. His lawyer just got him a out date. So
What is that?
Congrats, man. That's what's up.
Does
Congrats.
that so by you saying an outdate, are you saying that he was originally sentenced
he
to
finna
life?
get released. He's finna get released.
Okay,
Yeah.
was
His
he
lawyer got him a release date.
was he originally sentenced to life?
Yeah.
Okay,
He-
all right,
he-
good. That's why. Well, for the
So-
viewers to understand too, because you could be saying this to me, and I could right away be thinking,
Right. So they had him sitting here saying that he was supposed to do a program, which after holding him all that time, moving him into the program, he actually didn't have to do the program. and his lawyer got on DOC and whatnot about that. Went to the courts. Anyway, he's a paid lawyer, but I want to send it to her and see what it looks like to her before I send it into the courts.
Before you submit it, you want to? Is this lady going to charge you for that, or did she say something like she freely do that for you?
Is he charging me for sending it to his lawyer?
Yeah, no. Is she going to charge you to read it?
Oh,
man, lawyers are petty, man.
That should be taken care of. I mean, a lawyer is basically reading a letter. You know, it's his lawyer, so he had to deal with that on that end. I had nothing to do with it. He just want to see, because he said when he looked at it, he pretty good at legal stuff too. He said when he looked at it that the motion was wrote up pretty good. And immediately he was like, you need some counsel. You need some counsel behind you. But I think that's a real good argument. And that's really what I'm saying. I'm like, going in pro se is, you know, people do it all the time. But the success rate going pro se with that same issue with a counsel is much different. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way, but you know it is. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's because they look at you like
if the issue has validity, the court should accept it the way it is and rule on it by the law versus ruling on it by, you know what I mean, making a defendant who's incarcerated jump through hoops when you know the issue is already strong enough to proceed.
A lot of times, though, they do that because they're like, you guys don't have any voice. Like, even if you put, you know, like you don't have
number one, the finances and the knowledge. You know what I mean? The finances and knowledge. You need both to continue on. So, but yeah, I talked to the brother helping. Yeah. I talked to the brother helping, and I told him I gotta sit down with them because it's a closing on there, but there's nowhere that says it's a closing. Plus, I can't understand where the closing starts and the last argument ends. So we gotta ferret that out. And a few other things I want him to explain. The fourth issue, he wrote up different than he did in the issues presented portion than he did in the brief portion. It's the same. It should be the same in both places. When you say I got 1 issue, 2, 3, 4, when you present that issue in the case, it should be exactly the same when you type it up. So I want to see which one he wants to go with. And other than that, like I say, the brief is typed up. I got to go up and make some corrections on, you know, structure and do the table of contents. Once that's done, I'm going to print it up, send it off to the council first, see what's said on that. Then if that goes nowhere, then I'm going to send it out to the courts.
Well, that's all good news. That's good news.
Huh?
That's good news.
Yeah.
And it's good news.
I was able to get up there a lot, and I thought I had Miss Liberia this week on Wednesday. Come to find out, when I went up there on Thursday, he said, "Oh, the computer's malfunctioned, so you ain't missed nothing." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I thought I had missed it running around with canteen and everything else. But I'm pretty sure if that interferes with my job, that my boss will probably let me go up at a different time anyway.
Well,
I'm glad I got something to do versus being around this building.
So you got all the so you looked up so when it comes to the disparity cases, you've already gone through that too, or is that all?
Say again?
When it comes to the disparity cases that you told me about, like you already went through that. You had to do this disparity cases before you could finish out the motion?
Yeah. We found some of those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we found some of those. We found that's what I was telling you a few weeks back when I was telling you about the guy that went in with the same got a life sentence. He got 20 in, 10 out, and the family asked for 40 in and 20 out. The judge split it in half, gave him the short end of both.
Wow.
And that was a first degree intentional murder. That's what they call it instead of first degree intentional homicide. They call it first degree intentional murder. So it's the same thing. It's, you know what I mean? Under truth and sentencing, they just been getting, the years have been cut down so far. I'm like seeing guys like cases being overturned and things like that. But regardless, they were sentenced in the 2000s, and they already on their way out because of their sentence structure. You know what I mean? Because they,
I've been told
that real time in and real time out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, I've been told that guys like you that are under the old law, they just don't want to let you guys out. They want to keep you.
Right.
They want to do it like a human farm system. And like Dave, for instance, he did 30 years in prison already for that, for his homicide. And he was up for parole. And instead of paroling him, in which case I don't think he ever went to the hole, not one time in 30 years. He he was shot down, man. I told Dave the same thing. I said, man, you need to get back in the court, man.
And the thing about it is, like I was telling you a while ago, we went staff just yelling at somebody. Anyway, we went to a presentation with the Marquette people, that class that Solid is in, with the Marquette people. It's about recidivism and basically becoming advocates for those who are in prison. A guy who did 30 years, he's one of the facilitators of the group, and he really gets behind people. But the thing about it is, one of the facilitators of the juvenile facility, she came too, because they were actually awarding which one of the 5 groups with the presentation in there. There's Marquette, a lot of Marquette students. They also are taking the class, so they got their graduation and thing in there. But we was invited, so me, Boot Champ, and a few more lifers were in there and gave them some feedback. And they was liking the feedback, but they told us that the DOC has their hand tied because all of these groups and ideas that the kids were coming up with, not kids, but young men and women who were in the class were coming up with, were geared toward those who are 48 months to 2 years out. And the facilities and training, as far as job training and trying to reduce the recidivism rate, was all geared toward those who are on their way out already. And even the facilitator said, like, we already know that lifers who spent like 15, 20 years in is the least on the recidivism scale and things like that. But this is what the DOC wants us to be looking at, which is 48 to 2 years out. I'm like, but you understand that we, just like the group facilitator, are the ones who could be out there advocating, helping those who are coming out to understand how to navigate once they get out, because we've already been here. They like, yeah, we understand that, but our hands are tied. I'm like, so what is the group? What is the, you know what I mean? It's ineffective. If you know that those with a lot of information and a lot of knowledge about, you know what I mean, and desire to stay out, and who gonna stay out versus those who I'm saying, because once I told them how this is a revolving door. How have I stood on the courtyard and watched guys who were just on the unit say they went home and they're walking right back down County Road 2 months, 3 months, a year later. I'm like, this is what y'all, but this is who y'all catering all y'all programs to. The guys who don't want the program in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or who are simply going through the motions to get through the program, to get out, to get back to whatever they were doing in the first place with no idea, conscience, or desire to change what they were doing. Their behaviors remained the same while they were here and remained the same when they got out. And now they walking back down County Road because those things that would have been effective, those behaviors and things like that would have been effective and sustaining them out there were never developed in here.
Yeah, but when you say also though that falls also on the shoulders of the people themselves. If they want to change, they're gonna change. If a person wants to change, they're gonna change, man. And so like regardless of a program or whatever, you know, like so like these guys, for instance, that get out, they just, my opinion is when they're in there, they're basically doing the same thing. You know, they're talking the same talk. They're walking the same walk. They're watching the same stuff. There's no desire. So they pull the world into prison, but it don't have to be prison. Let's just say, whatever. They pull the world into where they're at, even though they're isolated from everything. They still scratch. They claw their way for avenues to obtain so much as a morsel of what has
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
Of what has, to a degree, corrupted them. Like they might still listen to junk, you know, whatever that junk may be. So it's like it's there, like they, you know. So okay, like for instance, whether it's music, television, or the people they're talking to, and the stories that are going around, whether it's like war stories or you know whatever it could be out there.
Right.
They don't. They're not. They're. It's insanity doing the same thing but expecting a different outcome. So they get out and they're just like, I'm gonna do it different this time, or other things happen because they don't realize that they need to cut things loose.
No,
they have to separate themselves.
No, for me, right. The reason that I, you know, continue making bad decisions because I want analyzing myself for taking accountability. When I realized that what I do affect people and it's wrong, I started to change and analyzing myself and taking all the negative, you know, things out of me that I know that it's gonna cause a destruction or it's gonna cause harm to people. So when I start evaluating and taking accountability, that's when the change come in. But if you don't take accountability or, you know, analyze yourself, you don't see nothing wrong, it's a problem. It's a psychological problem, you know, and it don't always repeat itself, but it's going to be in a different time span. And in their mind, they believe that it's a rightful act. But in reality, in life itself, we know it's not good. You know, it's not right. You know, if we don't, you know, take a look at our behavior, you know, and better ourselves, we're going to continue making bad decisions like you said earlier, Rich. It's like a dog throwing up on a tree and going back and licking the throw up and expecting a different result. No, you can't, man. You can't expect a different result, man. You got to change right then and there. If it's not right, if you know it's not right, it continue on put you in bad situations and, you know, and messing up the way you look at things, change. Analyze yourself. Take accountability. Be a better person. That's why I tell the viewers and people that's on their way out and the people that's still in there, you know, going against the grain, you know, with their mind. What you got to say, Ken?
I can say don't look through the looking glass. Stay away from the looking glass. You end up in that rabbit hole.
I don't know what's going on with that mic over there, but zero.
Skipping in and out, right?
Zero.
Skipping in and out.
You got to talk right into it.
Yeah, I got to talk right into it. Now you can hear it, right? I don't know if
You can hear him now, Danny? Hey, Danny, can you hear Ken?
Hello?
Yeah?
Can you hear Ken?
You
Ken?
Yeah.
Now
1
can you hear
minute
me?
remaining.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, they look through the looking glass, and they end up in that rabbit hole. You got to get away from that, looking glass and get the big picture. You analyze everything around you, what went wrong, and as soon as you can figure out what went wrong with you, then you start making things better for yourself. There's a lot of people that are in there, they're so angry and so upset, and when you do get out, they're going to terrorize, that's how a lot of them are. I've been there, I know, so that looking, you got to go away from the looking glass and analyze yourself, look at yourself, and really, really, really seriously get out of that situation you're in. Goddamn well you don't want to go back to it, right? You don't want to go back to that shit.
Danny, if we don't hear from you again, thank you for calling. You got 1 minute left. We appreciate your time and your patience today, and we looking for you calling next week. And when you have the time, and we love you, Danny, and continue calling, bro.
All right. Now that we're back out of the Manwich mobile, you guys got to talk into the mic.
Into the mic.
Into the mic.
That's the thing that
You can adjust that mic too. You got the piece right here. Yeah, and you can cock it up. There you go.
Yeah, what I was explaining is,
Yeah, there you go.
to make me who I am today, the man who I am today, I had to look at myself and do some reflecting, man, and say, damn, I'd rather people love me than hate me, So I had to go look in the mirror, man, and all the things I didn't like about myself, I had to remove them, man. Like, damn, I don't have to play tough, man. I don't have to lie to people.
Hello, Moto.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Thomas Allen.
an inmate at Racine Correctional.
If somebody calls from
Institution.
Oshcast,
Your
don't
account
take that call,
balance
okay?
is $16.71.
We go back
This
to
is what I have
All
to
calls
work
other than
with.
Cut 'em
properly
out. We
placed
don't
attorney
know. We don't
calls
cut 'em
may be
out.
monitored and
Like that.
recorded. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
What's up?
What it do, Alabama?
What's going on?
What's going on, Alabama?
Hey there, Alabama. What's up?
What's going on this weekend, man? How your weekend going and what you been doing lately?
I don't know if my damn Birmingham Stallions won today. Just won their damn fourth game today. That USFL football.
Yeah.
So I followed them because they're out of Birmingham, Alabama. So
Okay.
they won.
You talk to any family members or anything?
Yeah, I'm still. I talked to Glass. He said he's gonna file another little motion asking them to I don't know what you call it, asking them to explain themselves why they canceled that hearing. I know the DA gave him that letter the day before my hearing, but he's going to file another little motion having them explain why. Because he clearly, when he wrote that motion brief that got me back in court, he clearly had new things. So there was no excuse. And just because the DA told the judge he didn't have to have a hearing, that's no excuse right there. So
Denying your rights. That when you do that your right to counsel, all kinds of shit goes on with that. The judge can't make a decision like that. If it was brought up and that judge okayed it, that DA has nothing to really say to him about anything. He can't tell that judge what to do. But if he did, and that judge listened to him, now that's on him. That's on that judge. You can get that judge for that.
Right. I still am asking these people that listen to this live podcast, I'm still asking for them to help me find me a real attorney because they don't give a shit about pro se. They don't give a shit about an inmate fighting his case in here, man. They have no respect at all here in Wisconsin for an inmate fighting his own damn case pro se.
Yeah.
You know? So I am still asking these people. This is the 20th time I've been on this live podcast since the January the 7th. January the 7th of this year was the first live podcast, and this is May the 20th. This is the 20th time I've been on there. So that means that we average about 250 people listening, if not more. 250, at least 250 listen, all the way up to 600 people, listen each Saturday. So that's like over 5,000 people so far this year that's heard me. And I have yet to have anybody even try to help. And I know that 5,000 people that have heard me since the beginning of this year, a lot of them got to be military people. A lot of them got to be Christians, brothers and sisters, military brothers and sisters, or even just people that have been in my situation. I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand.
A lot of people, that watch the show, they might, look at the case number and disagree with the decision on both parties, decision on what on your behalf and on the system behalf, because in anything in life, the way we move forward in life, we got to take some type of accountability, in life. That make us better people, make us better man, And we sit back and have patience is a virtue. Guess what? Everything you wanted to come through. It'll come through, man, with faith, man. But when we complain, we say, man, damn, man, this and this and this. It can't come. 'Cause that's our blessings right there.
Yeah.
See, it's a blessing just to be on here, just to hear, just to get on the podcast, to hear thousands of people views, view you, What about, all the time when you've been on here, what about instead of talking about the case, well, we talk about something else. What about we talk about something else? How you gonna better yourself, what you doing to better yourself, and what you looking forward to when you get out, and what's the expectations for your family members. Something different. For 6 months, we heard about the case, back and forth about the case. Your innocence. Yeah, they hear you. They understand. But viewers might disagree, because
the problem is 10 years is coming up at the end of this year, where I should have got 10 years total, if any damn thing, like everybody else on a bullshit ass case like mine that has no proof, no nothing, no DNA, no witnesses, no nothing. Everybody else gets 10 years total. I get banked for 35 fucking years, 20 in, 15 out. Which I was offered 6 years in and 4 years out, like everybody else. And for some fucking reason, I guess because I'm Southern, they banked my ass for my first time in prison. At the age of 40 years old, I'm 50 years old now. My first time in that prison. I ain't never been in damn prison except for this time. And I never even had a juvenile record. So I had a couple of damn times, and I spent time in regular jail for like less than 30 or less than 2 months. 2 different times. That was just DC's, disorderly conduct.
You were sentenced on. And, you were sentenced on that new program that they had out there. Get tough on crime. Get tough on crime. That's when you got sentenced. Now I know I've seen a lot of people before that was out there that get tough on crime were getting 10, 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, but getting tough on crime when they brought that shit up, and the media went out there and exploited everything. The news, they can turn a good guy into a bad guy. Could take a bad guy, turn him into a good guy. Mm-hmm. And that's what your story is all is. To me, that's how it is. They just banked your ass because it get tough on crime. It's the word tough on crime, and that's what they based it on. well, we'll get tough on this guy. You know.
No,
you got an asshole DA, and a judge that's highly, prejudiced.
My opinion, I don't think it was tough on crime things. Because you got serial killers. You got serial killers. You got so many people that are committing crimes. And it's like when you got a crime like that and you commit it, I don't know. That's a problem. It's a psychological problem. Because you could do all type of shit. With violence. And when you get not just you get 35 years, man. First crime, man. Something ain't adding up here. That's how I look at it. And I did a lot of times. Something ain't adding up. Like we have a lot of guys here that call, right? And these guys went to trial and they got found guilty, man. They went to trial. They was complete for their innocence, man. When you really
it makes no damn sense, though.
Because, it's like when you do an alpha plea, right? That's pleading the fifth, man. That's saying I ain't guilty, I ain't innocent.
Yeah, the state has enough grounds to convict me.
And you leaving up to the judge. Yeah. That's the main thing, you leaving up to the judge, not the jury. The thing is, man, we can't complain, man, because you know why? We put ourselves in that situation, man. Some people ain't put themselves in that situation because they went to trial, man. People went to trial, y'all. I want y'all, the viewers, to understand this. When they go to trial, man, you going wholeheartedly, man, that you didn't do it, man. You lose or win. But when you do an alpha plea, right, there ain't no more complaining. If we told on myself, if I made a statement about anything, there ain't no more complaining.
There was nothing to prove my guilt.
But you was intoxicated. Remember you said you was intoxicated.
My guilt whatsoever. That's my problem. There was no DNA. There was no witnesses. There was no physical signs on supposed victim's body inside or outside or any goddamn fucking place. There was no DNA of that supposed victim on me or my fucking damn DNA on supposed victim.
You was intoxicated though, right?
On nothing, bro. Just words spit in the goddamn fucking air.
But was you intoxicated when this happened? Was you intoxicated when they first arrested you?
Properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
It's just stupid, man. How I got banked for 35 fucking years, my first time in prison, man. At age 40, I went 23 years of my fucking adult life out of prison. And even the court on my sentencing transcript said you do not have a serious record, and my public defender said you have never been accused of fucking damn stalking fucking underage people or been around schools or parks or fucking malls or any damn thing like that. You've never fucking been caught with child pornography or nothing like that. But yet nobody listened to any of that goddamn shit, man. It's fucking words spit in the fucking air, confabulated fucking words spit in the fucking air that got me this goddamn 35 fucking years. I don't know any damn thing about law, so I have to fucking damn go with whatever the fuck they give me, which is nothing. That public defender is nothing but a fucking undercover another state prosecutor. That's all the fuck he is. And you can read that language in my sentencing transcripts. From the preliminary court hearing all the way to my sentencing transcripts, he never objected to nothing. He went basically off the fucking state's prosecutor's fucking case. And you can
Why didn't you go to trial though, man? Not no excuses.
I could not fight this goddamn bitch I was going up against. She was the best of the best, dude.
Don't let that
she can
distract
make a con artist. But look, I have nobody to defend me, and I can't do it on my fucking own. And like I said,
I ain't have nobody to defend me, man. I went to trial.
Well, that's good. I'm glad, bro. But I had a friend in here. You got lucky.
Yeah,
I got a friend in here, Jose. Took it to court.
My juries and everything.
Guess what? They made him for 30 fucking years in and 30 years out because he took his shit to court, and they had no goddamn proof. He even fucking passed the fucking rape exam fucking damn thing. All came up negative. He still got banked for 30 fucking years in there and 30 years out. Imagine if I took my shit to fucking damn court. They said I would have got 200 fucking years.
No, they wouldn't, man. It's your first trial, man. Your first.
Well, I'm not a.
You're not a career criminal. There's no reason.
Man. I don't know that shit.
But there's no reason that you ain't go to trial if you was innocent, bro. If your first time, think about it real good. If you know you innocent from your heart, your first time, you like, man, this is my first time in prison, man. I'm going all the way, man.
And this is Wisconsin.
But you from Alabama. You know what? Alabama, a little worse.
You act like I'm a motherfucking career habitual. Or
No, you
serial
ain't
fucking
listening.
criminal.
You is not
I'm
listening.
Not a goddamn.
But look, you
I don't know
said
this shit, bro.
this your first time, right? This your first
And?
time, right? Your first
Yeah.
time, a person that didn't do anything. Listen real good. A person didn't do anything their first time, they gonna go all the way, man. Because they know they ain't do it.
Let me look.
They
I had
didn't
nobody
do
to
it.
fucking damn defend me, bro.
Regardless,
I had
though, bro,
nobody to
you gonna
defend me.
go.
Imagine if I took Michael Barth, my fucking public defender.
See, ain't
to
no
fucking
excuses,
stand trial.
man. See,
he
look,
never said a goddamn
you know I
thing
did
to
a lot
me.
of time like you, man. I've been around a lot of people like y'all, right? Like a lot of
my
damn
God,
people
bro.
like y'all, man. I don't even kick it with people like y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know, I was a straight gangbanger. So when I was in there, we separated. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's all I know is trio. So we separate myself from you guys. We'll never, you know what's going on in prison. They don't be around you like the straight stumped up guys, them gangsters, they don't be around y'all. They don't kick it with y'all in prison. You see what I'm saying? See, when you hear this story, you gotta be honest, man. You gotta take some accountability, man. Not just say
What the fuck
bullshit.
you mean take ability?
You can't say bullshit.
What the fuck you talking about? You gonna
People in there, man. That got some people got life, man. Some people got life from prison, man. Right? For doing this shit, but they went to trial, man. You said she was the best and all this shit. Fuck that. If you know you innocent and you know in your heart, but you know who the fuck Jody Myers you weren't in Milwaukee, man. You weren't in Milwaukee.
Look up Jody Myers.
But you was in Kenosha. You weren't in Milwaukee.
God damn,
You weren't in the
dude.
major city. You was in a country city, man. Kenosha or Madison somewhere.
Man, all you do is run your fucking
You
mouth.
gotta come to the
Look up
main
Jody
city,
Myers,
man.
bro.
There ain't no such thing as that, man.
All you always run. You don't even
Come to
fucking
the
know
main
me, bro.
city, man. You got to come to the main city where they booking people at Milwaukee, man. You was in Kenosha,
the
man.
motherfucker told me.
But it was your first time.
Oh my God, I can't even goddamn talk, bro.
Because you ain't finna run no bullshit. You hear me? I'm tired of the bullshit every
you're
week for
on
almost
bullshit,
5
bro.
months.
You always
5
making me
months.
look fucking bad.
No, you took a fucking alpha plea.
You are
plead the
always trying to make
fifth.
me look bad, bro.
No, bro, we tired. You can talk about
always-
everything in life. You keep talking about this, you took an alpha plea, bro. Regardless who these people is, you believe in yourself.
Yeah, I maintain my fucking
I
innocence.
lost
without
though.
my plea.
You hear me? And I'm out here now. You didn't. You
I maintain my
look.
fucking
Listen.
innocence without my plea.
I lost my trial, and I'm out here right now. You took
Listen to
an
the
alpha
words that's
plea.
coming out of my mouth.
Think
Nobody
about
was
it.
going to defend me.
God is if
Nobody
you believe
was
in
going
God.
to fucking defend me.
You don't get no 200 years, man. Your first crime, man. Come on, man. You don't get no
Are you
200
fucking
years
kidding me?
unless you believe you did
I
it.
tell you, I tell
When
you
you
what,
believe
I
you
will
did it,
fucking-
man,
I will.
That's when
Can
you
I
believe you don't
goddamn
get
talk,
200
man?
years.
I mean, this is my goddamn fucking time, bro. Can I fucking
But we
talk
don't want to hear that
without
every
this
time we give you the
goddamn bullshit
opportunity.
coming out
Then
your
you
mouth?
complain. Then you complain to all the people out there.
Man,
Why
all
nobody
you
ain't
have
helping
is
me
goddamn
yet?
bullshit coming
Because
out
you
your fucking
took an
mouth, bro.
alpha plea. They read your
All you got
case
is goddamn
already.
bullshit coming out your fucking
You
mouth all
took
the
an
time,
alpha
bro.
plea, bro.
No shit, because I couldn't take a. I couldn't.
You
go
always
up
shoulda
against
went to
Jody Myers,
trial,
the best
bro.
of the best, man.
You should have went to trial.
What the fuck?
Anybody
will
will tell you that you should have went to trial. I'm going to the death of me, man.
If I was innocent, and I know I was innocent, I would have took it to
I
trial.
would've took a trial, would've took no plea, ain't no excuses.
May be monitored
I don't even know why the
That's
fuck
bullshit.
I got phone with that motherfucker right there.
That's bullshit.
Always downing me with stupid ass
That's
bullshit.
bullshit. You took an alpha plea. And you on this complaining all the time when you give you opportunity. You don't complain. Be blessed. If you did it, you did it. Stand
There's a
up.
ton of motherfuckers that
Stand
fucking
up. You took a plea already, man. Ain't no nobody don't got the last. Only person got the last call is God, man. And you really believe in him, you would have took it all the way like I did, even though I lost.
I got documented shit, man. He was supposed to suppress shit. He didn't.
But you saying every time you get on, guess what you say?
was supposed to
All them
suppress
people.
something and he
I've been
didn't.
on
I
since
got
January
documented
17th. I've been on January
you're the only
1st.
goddamn one that has
I've been
something
on
negative to say
January
about me,
1st.
bro.
And this and this and this and this and this and this. Man, bullshit. Fuck that, man. If you continue doing that, that's bullshit,
Goddamn,
bro.
you know what? I mean, I
You
don't
took
need
a
no fucking
plea.
enemies with goddamn motherfuckers like you, bro.
Nah, bro, you
I
gotta
need
be
no
better,
fucking
bro.
enemies with motherfuckers like
You gotta
bro.
be better, bro.
All
You gotta
have
be
is
better.
goddamn negative bullshit to
No,
say.
you gotta be
All
better.
You got is bullshit to say.
Nope, you gotta be better, bro. You ain't
What the
finna come
fuck
over with
ever,
that
dude?
bullshit.
What the fuck
We've
ever,
been
dude?
hearing
Just
your
because I
bullshit
couldn't
for
go up
5
against the
months.
best of the best.
We've been hearing
Because
this
I couldn't go up
bullshit for 5 months, though, man. 5 months. Listen to you. Get your ass off the line.
He hung up, eh?
Yeah, man. Hearing this bullshit, man. That's bullshit, man. I don't even kick with them type of people.
That's
like
his
in the
first-
prison, I don't kick with them.
What did he do?
He did a sexual case.
Yeah, and he got 30 years.
He got 30
There had to be
years.
something else on with it.
It got to be something else. He
Yeah,
took
I
a
know
plea.
it. I know it.
If you know you innocent, man, you would have took it all the way, man.
Right,
If you
yeah.
innocent, man.
I know a guy.
That's
that
bullshit, man.
Just recently, well, not recent, about 3 years ago, went to prison for something he didn't do.
We got a caller from Oshkosh.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Wolf.
Oh, this is someone new.
an inmate at Oshkosh Correctional Institution.
You got the
All
wheel,
calls
you got the
other than
wheel.
properly
Back with the
placed
trap.
attorney calls
guys-
may
you
be
guys-
monitored
you
and
gotta cross
recorded.
us
Thank you
all
for using
guests. You gotta
IC
stop that.
Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Thank you for calling the Manwich Show, man. What's your name, man?
My name's Kevin.
Nice to meet you, Kevin, man. Thanks for calling, man.
What's up, Kev? What's going on? This is Rich.
This is Man.
Not much. Not much. Fighting the fight in here. It's a losing battle.
Tell us your story, man. Tell us your story.
Well, as far you know, what I'm saying they gotta, with this new mailing system. It's not new, but it's new to the year for maybe about less than a year. With our communication with our family and friends, loved ones. Let's say, for instance, one of you guys were to fly me a letter. You guys both fly one at the same time. Now, I can get one of your guys' say 4 days, 5 days after you mail it, but it may take 2 weeks for me to get the other one.
Well, sorry
Even if
about
they're
that. Sorry about that, Rich. I'm sorry about that. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself, then explain your story, please, and thank you.
Yeah, I've been down since 2010. I slipped back into the game when I got out last time. I've done. This ain't my first bit. When I was younger, I got involved in organizations, drugs, guns, all that. And I'm originally from, I'm originally from Chicago. I'm from Humboldt Park.
Oh yeah.
I was going back and forth between the city and Madison. Visiting family. I go back and forth. And I'm native Cuban and Italian, so I'd slide down to the res too when I had time. And it kind of, combination of, shall we say, me being hard-headed and not wanting to listen and falling back into my old ways. So I ended up, back in the game, and a couple of guys thought they could strip me, no ski masks. Well, coming up the way I came up and where I came up, to me, that's a death sentence. They're coming to kill me because you can't take something heavy from somebody in the game, not the way I came up, and just let them walk away, knowing who you are. So to me, they were there to kill me. I ended up fighting back. I ended up going to prison. They got immunity to testify against me because they could never get me for anything serious. So Wisconsin's legal system at its best, give immunity to people who were willing to kill, to take what was mine, in order to get me off the street.
You go by Wolf? Is that correct?
Yep.
So did you go to trial, Wolf? Is that what happened?
Now, what was that?
Did you end up going to trial?
Yeah, what it came down to was the DA trading deals with my attorney that I had at the time, me not knowing about it. So I ended up with 168 years.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, right to Green Bay. Through appeals court and all that, now I got it down to where I have 5.5 years left, but I'm now ERP eligible because the time that I was given for my violent crime when my sentence was modified and changed by my sentencing judge brought me down to 10 years in for the violent crime, and then the other ones were ran consecutive for the felon possession of a firearm that was never recovered or proved that I had, among other things.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can you tell us what you done? What happened?
What's up?
Can you tell us what is the case? What have you done to get incarcerated?
Since I've been incarcerated, or that got me incarcerated?
What got you incarcerated?
Well, this rip, like I said, I stepped back in the game when I should have stayed out of it. So, you know what I'm saying? I beat a shooting case that I actually didn't do, which isn't surprising because the detectives have, they like to play that game like we do. But no, I came in I got a felon possession of a firearm, party to a crime, to an armed robbery, which I was
person be robbed, but one of them said I tried to take shit from them, so they hit me the party to a crime. And with the enhancers, 5 first-degree intentional homicides, which I beat. And, you know, that's what led me down.
How many?
5 first-degree intentionals.
Homicides?
I beat them. 5 first-degree intentional homicides.
So 5 people passed away.
No, 5 people. 5 people said that he tried to kill them, man.
Oh, okay. They said
that I tried to kill them. One was shot in the face, another one in his chest 3 times. Everyone got hit.
And all of them still living.
They tried to say I did it, but I beat those. Now I just got like I said, I got a first degree. I forgot the first degree reckless bodily harm. I got one of those left, but I beat the intentional homicides and all that. So that's what landed me in here this time. You know.
Well, I'm glad to hear, man. Hey, I'm glad to hear, man, that they took that 168 and they crunched that down.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Because they were trying to bury you under the prison.
Yeah,
with
they
that.
was, man. That was gonna be a.
Yeah, that's how it felt when I was sitting up in Green Bay. You know, I've known, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've known guys that come through the joint. Some of these guys, like Brandon Dassey, who's a scared kid coming through there.
Yeah.
I protected him for years up there in the Bay. So, I mean,
I was up there with him.
Yeah, you sat time with him?
Yeah, I did. I got out in 19. Yeah, I was down there in like 06, 07, 08. I remember the case that the boys, the uncle and the nephew killed the girl, the news reporter. Yeah.
He
told on himself. He was 18, told on himself. He implicated himself.
Yeah, he's a scared kid, man. That's all he is. You know, good kid.
Stephen Avery ain't now, huh?
No, he got life.
They gave him life after he did 17 years. He ain't got the money.
He didn't even get all the money, man.
They gave him.
Yeah, he's actually getting back in the courts with his lawyers and all that shit. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's keeping his mouth shut and doing what his lawyers say. It's looking good for the kid.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing, right? That was kind of confusing, man. So, what's your trial and tribulations, man? While you was in there, man, what you done to make you better and better? What you done to better yourself?
Man, I've been doing college courses. I do schooling, anything and everything I can to better myself. I've got multiple vocations now. You know, it's an ongoing thing for me to constantly improve myself. So I can't say I didn't do what I could best do myself, make use of my time in here. Yeah, I've fucked up in the past. Keep it real. You know, I'm trying to better myself. I'm not trying to come back here no more. I'm tired of this life. I'm too damn old. Like today's my birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Wolf.
Thank you. I turned 39 years old in here, man.
Hey, man, that's what's happy birthday, man. I just turned the same.
I've been doing this too long. And, you know, I keep seeing these, you know, kids, people, you know what I'm saying, 18, 19 years old coming in and come back 2 or 3 times since I've been down. And it's like, I can't do this shit no more. So enough is enough.
Yeah, but it's because they got like a lot of, they got like drug cases.
No, what is your first steps of your changing? What is your first steps you done to change you?
The first thing I did to change me, or the first thing that made me want to change?
What is the first thing you did that changed you, that make you want to change?
Man, when I kept seeing these same kids and same type of kids coming in and in and in, I'm like, I can't do this. I got a son out there, you know what I'm saying, that's 19 and another one that's 17. I can't do this. I gotta do something, because I don't want my kid making the same mistakes I made and the same mistakes my dad made. It's got to stop with me. So I decided I gotta protect myself and my family. I gotta do what I have to do.
What you do psychological to analyze yourself to make you want to change personally, not just looking at the kids and looking at the example and make you want to change. What you did personally in your mind and like surrender. Like, give me an example. Like the people around you, you stop hanging around the same people.
Yeah.
Like, to give me an example.
I stepped down. I stepped back from being on, you know what I'm saying, you've been in prison, so you know what count is and all that.
Yes.
I stepped back from that. I stepped back from that life. I took myself off of that. I stepped back. I started being more with my Native brothers and doing my schooling, reading books, doing things that are productive for me.
You said
I
Native?
stepped away from that. I stepped away from that life.
Yeah, you said
And I made it abundantly clear, that they're still my brothers, but I don't want to walk that path.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
And because all I see is the same thing recycling over and over, and now the people that are coming in and that are trying to be that way, they don't know the first thing about that life. They don't have the same principles and standards that I was taught when I came up. So it's a whole different thing, and I realized that it's just not the same. I lost too many people to this and for this, to see other people come in and disregard it and disrespect it and dishonor it. I realized it's not my world anymore. It's not the same. It's not how I came up. It's not what I believe in. The behaviors of the people aren't what I believe in and aren't how I hold myself. I hold myself to a high standard. I don't want my son to be like that. I don't want my kids to be like that. I don't want my family to see me the rest of my days in here, because I keep going over and over, because the way things are now, and real, these kids, they'll get you out the way. And I realize they don't have the standards that I came up with. So for me, I realized I got to step back from this life, because all it's going to do is keep revolving around the same stuff. I'm going to keep getting drug into things I had no business being in, because that's not what I believe in or how I came up. I came up where my standards were death before dishonor, love, life, loyalty, and devotion. You know, your brother was your brother regardless. You didn't stab no one in the back. You didn't narc on people. You didn't do none of that. You didn't turn over for a dime. Nowadays, it's not the same, and that's part of what woke me up. Seeing the quality of the individuals around me that I had around me, I realized it's not the same world.
So if you had that same scenario that happened to you again when you step out, what is your decision making if that occur again?
Can you repeat that?
All right. If you have that same scenario happen to you when you first, got incarcerated, the same guys, somebody robbed you again, but this time you're a hardworking man and you're doing the right things. What decision?
You're kind of breaking up there, man.
What would you do the second time around?
The second time around?
Yeah.
And the second time around, I'm not playing around in that world anymore. I put my guns down. I backed away. I'm moving. I want to live that peaceful life.
What would you do though? What would you do?
What would I do?
Would you call the police? What would you do? You go to the street? What would you do if you got that?
I wouldn't even involve myself. I wouldn't even involve myself with the shit to begin with. I could see it coming from a mile away. I could have avoided it. I knew I could have avoided it, but I was too hard-headed. And at that age, I thought I'm OG. I got a reputation I got to hold, and that I got to live up to.
How many years you been out? 5 years?
How long have I been in?
Yes.
I've been in 13.
Okay.
On this bit.
And you have how many years left?
5.
All right. So it's going to be 18 years altogether, huh?
Yep, but I'm ERP eligible now, so now I'm eligible for that early release.
Okay.
Because of the actions I've been taking since I've been in, since I've stepped back, since I started improving myself, doing extra schooling, I'm going to college, I'm going through all the different things that I can to better myself. The type of books I'm reading are different. I'm educating myself, my mind, and my body. I'm taking care of myself the way I should have.
So, do you have a higher power?
I'm Native American. I go to pipe and drum. I do the sweat lodge. I believe in that. I'm back on the red road.
What tribe you from?
I'm back on the road with that I should have been walking. I believe in the medicine. I believe in the knowledge and all that.
Yeah. What tribe you from?
What
tribe?
I'm Sac and Fox, Meskwaki.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I do have some Mojib, and I do have some Lakota blood.
See, I'm Cherokee.
You Cherokee?
Yes. Oklahoma, Tulsa, Bear Creek.
Yeah. Then you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know, and I should have, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking the path I should have been walking, and I could have led my sons down the right way, but I chose not to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm regretting that because it's taking me away from my family. But at the same time, it took all of this that I've gone through to teach me where I really should be and who I should be and the standards I should hold myself to better. Because when I was out there, I wasn't living like that, like I should have been, and no one could tell me different. Even at that age, you know, at the age of 24, no one could tell me different. I knew it.
Yeah, the stubborn, real stubborn.
So I get out of it. What you explaining that what made you change and want to do the right thing because you see young guys keep coming in and out like a revolving door. You don't want your 19 to 17-year-old to make the same decisions that you have, and you know you don't get nowhere.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
You don't get nowhere by gang banging and doing streets. So you said what you're doing that's better yourself is reading different books, attending sweat lodge, educating yourself, getting different vocationals, right?
Yep.
So I think you're making a good decision, man, and you analyzing in the right way. And
yep.
How your family doing, man?
They're doing good. You know, they're what I'm saying, they help me, they work with me, and they're there for me. You know what I'm saying? They help me, you know what I'm saying, and it makes doing what I'm doing, the struggle, more worth it because my family's there.
Yes. May I have
they're fighting that fight with me.
May I have your full name and your DOC number?
My name is Kevin, Kevin Dyer. My DOC number is 396890.
All right. We'll have you as a regular, man. You called anytime on Saturday, man. And
all right.
And when the last time you heard from family members on the phone or visits?
What was that?
When the last time you heard you talked to your family members or had any visits?
I talked to my family today because it's my birthday. And I got a couple. My grandparents are coming to see me tomorrow. But I try to call them at least once a week. Keep in contact with them. Sometimes I get through, sometimes I can't. A lot of the lines of communication, they're not always, there. Like our phone system, they'll drop the call purposely, and when they're doing it because they do it at certain points in a conversation. They drop the call, or like I said with the letter, I could get a letter from one person and someone else. The post, when I get that letter from someone else, was postmarked before the same day, and it may take 2 weeks to get it. So
Hey Wolf, check this out. Well, if they end up dropping this call, let me throw this out here real quick. If you want, look, you can give a shout out to your family directly right now off this platform, and then again, when you talk to your family, when you do get a hold of your family, let them know that you were on the Manwich show, and this is episode 29. Episode 29. The name of the podcast is the Manwich Show. Having said that, all right. Having said that, this is on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeart Radio. There's several other platforms, but those are 4 major ones. And right now, you got the mic, man. You can speak directly to your family about your, today's your birthday. Go right ahead. We got a minute left with you. It's about to ring.
Yeah, like I said, with what I'm saying, I appreciate my family and friends that have stuck behind me over the years, and it's paying off because it's showing me a better way. And I'm just glad to be able to reach out and talk to people that I haven't been able to maybe be able to reach out to. Or, heard from. I don't know who, you know what I'm saying, who may be listening, and someone that I know, you know what I'm saying, from my past may reach out to me, and you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity to air myself out there and put some of myself out there and possibly reach people that I never would have been able to reach, ears to know what, you know what I'm saying, how it is and how my life was and is in here.
All right. You have 30 seconds, so I would like you to call next week, man, if you have time. But another thing is this. Another thing is this. I had something important to say before 30 seconds.
I'll say it for you. Hey, man, spread the podcast in there.
Yeah, man, spread the podcast. Tell your family and friends about the Manwich Show, man, so they can see you on YouTube and Spotify and everything, man. So
say no more.
We live everywhere right now. You tell your family, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and they gonna hear you, man, on YouTube, bro. It's nice, man. You gonna like it, man. Your family gonna like it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go, Ken. Yeah, we ain't need Alabama.
Yeah, that was he's on the right track.
He on the right track. That's what we like to hear, man. Not a person ain't doing nothing.
A lot of people
you
go in there.
You ain't betting yourself. You ain't doing nothing. You just complaining. You ain't working out. You just wasted space, man.
A lot of them got tunnel vision, you know.
Yeah, they
don't see
man.
the big picture, you know. Because when they go in there, they're all angry and mad and all that. Even though they're guilty,
Yeah, you know they're guilty, man. They guilty as hell, Pops.
Why are you there?
Come on, man.
Hey, that guy, Wolf, man, to go from 100 and was it like 69
That's a blessing,
years,
man. That's a blessing,
down
man.
to, I think, down to like 18 years,
man.
When it's all said and done, man, I know that he felt like they're burying him under the prison when he got that much time.
Oh, yeah,
probably figured like he's
years.
Yeah,
I know.
He's like,
you know what that was? You know what that was?
Damn.
That was a scare tactic.
Yeah, it was scare tactics, man.
Scare tactic.
Yeah, it is.
Well, he went to trial.
Right,
he went to trial and he was sentenced to.
Yeah, I know, but that's still a scare tactic.
Yeah, that's why
they knew they would have got him down, you know, because that's not 160 years. You got to kill a whole bunch of fucking people to get that.
Come on, man. You got to kill a lot of people, and no one died though. That's the thing. Like, what the fuck?
You're like, and no one died. No, but you know what? He did. But you know, like he said, they charged him with 5 counts of attempted murder. That's a lot of.
He got out of it though.
He got out of it though, man. That's a story, man. That's a story.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm happy for him, but man, like 5 counts of attempted murder. I mean, you know that just one can get you buku time.
Yeah.
So
attempted murder though.
Look at that young girl there. I think she's 18. That ran that red light and hit that other van and killed 4 or 5 people.
Man, that's recently just happened. Oh God,
100 years she's facing.
They don't give her. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean she ran a light and killed 5 people. They're giving 100.
That's what she facing though.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get that. You're gonna get 25.
You don't get 20. You don't get 25 for 4 innocent lives.
Yeah,
kids too, man. That's sad.
Yeah, it was a 1-year-old baby.
Yeah, man.
And then she's in the hospital and the cops are questioning. He says, "Well, they hit me."
That's crazy.
She's wondering. You could see it. You look at the picture. You know?
She did it.
Yeah, she did.
It's all her fault, huh?
Yeah.
All the innocent people, man.
But there's been a lot of little kids getting killed for shot. You know, it's unreal. Milwaukee, man. Every once in a while you hear it's everything on the north side. Everything the north side.
There's so many killings, man. But everyone know each other. That's the things that tick me off.
Right,
the thing that
they do.
So confusing, man.
I know a couple guys that were there that I know the people.
Like Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Like every no exaggeration, just to be talking, but many people, majority of people know each other in Milwaukee. There's no way there's so many killers, man. You all know someone. Like, I give out phones, right?
Yeah.
And I meet so many different people that know some of the people I know. So I'm like, damn, you know him? You know him? I'm like, yeah, that's my cousin. I'm like, what the hell, man? Do you know this person? This person in jail. He incarcerated. He killed him. They knew it. What the hell? What is going on? So I had to realize, it's very small. It's populated, but everybody know each other, man. Why is y'all killing each other? Why y'all is still doing the same thing? But on another topic, I had to realize another thing, that it's all right to do the right thing, man. It feel good to do the right thing every day, man. It feel good, man. not to call trouble all the time, because when you was a troublemaker all your life, you like, man, you know, what I'm gonna do today? What I'm gonna do today?
Yeah, I used to drink a lot. I mean, ever since I'm 14, I was in a bar. I could go into a country bar in them days, you know, and back in the 60s.
But you getting drunk, we talking about vandalizing, destroying people properly, bullying people. There's a lot of stuff. When you stop and you just stop all that nonsense, man.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Why? I mean,
no direction.
I said it when I was
I ain't get
when
that,
I was in the
man.
system.
No direction.
Look, wait a minute, Pops. Look, wait a minute. Look, we used to bust out people with car windows with money makers, right?
Yeah.
Years later, my car broke down 2 times. Man, it cost so much money just for that Audi, the window. Pops, $300 Pops.
Right.
Pops, I couldn't get mad like that, Pops. I had to look at all the things I done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I said, damn, I broke out so many windows.
I don't
Damn,
like
that's how they feel, man. Damn, that's how they feel, Pops. So I choose not to do the things that I used to do. Like, it's not worth it. It's like, it's all right to be cool, man. It's all right to do the right thing, man.
Life is good when you can step out a door and look up and breathe that air.
Yeah, man. Not just look over your shoulders and you worry about what you done. You don't go to jail. You worry about this, you worry about that. But it's feel good just to do the right thing, man. Just get up every day and have a structure. Body, mind, and soul. Pray, read, work out, eat something good. Go out and treat others like you would like to be treated, man. That's the best structure I had, man, that kept me this far, you know, and to continue on the straight and narrow path. Now, without that structure, man, anything can go. You know?
I know how, you know, like check, when I lived in Arizona, I drank a lot. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was at a 7. This is how my life would be, you know. And I'd be at a 7-Eleven thing. I'd try to get some spinata, some Mexican wine. You know, it was after hours, and he wouldn't serve it to me. So I argued with the guy a little bit. He could have told me to go home, but he didn't. You know, cop came out, and I'm intoxicated, man. Just drank a big bottle of Southern Comfort.
You know, not to get off another subject again, but I wanted to get a shout out to my family, man, the Keys family, man. I love y'all, man. I had a great time yesterday, man. It was just amazing, man. We different. Like, we could have beef, man. We could have a altercation, arguments, but we had never like fight one another or, you know, and get on that. You know, one fight, all fight. We never was the type just fight each other, want to harm each other. We might have arguments, but it's a lot of us. Like, you know, my daughter, she's seeing her cousin for the first time in a long time, right? She was just like, she was blown away that we got that many people in our family. I said, yeah, it's more than this. I said, it's so many. I said, all those beautiful people, all those got nice bodies, and the women all shaped and beautiful, you know? Like the whole family, man. Like not one ain't ugly, Rich. Like something going on. The whole family, everybody shaped and body nice, like, that's God, man, right? And it's like, it's the genes too, though. Oh, yeah.
Was that for Mother's Day?
Which one?
You talking about Mother's Day when you went over there?
No.
Or just a family thing?
It's a family thing, yeah, just to get together, you know, and, you know, my cousin
Little
prom
reunion.
and everything. It was just nice, man, because we always dance, we always enjoy each other's company. You know, and, you know, my best friend is my cousin named Jessica. She a female, you know, and she do a good job with her kids, you know. She makes sure that they're on the right path, man. I'm so proud of her. And she just an angel on earth, man. You know, she different. You know, she don't always have your back. I always come for you when you're doing something wrong. She gonna tell you, you know, you shouldn't do that, you gotta do that. She my sister, slash cousin, though, you know? And it's like, the bond is unbreakable. Nobody can never break the bond, you know? It's just amazing when you get them type of people around you, you know, there's no arguments, there's no fighting, ain't no fussing. When they do argue and fight, it won't be no physical, you know? No physical breaking your head and want to fight you. No, we just good people, man, you know?
Yeah.
Enjoy each other company, you know, and we sing and dance and play spades and just enjoy life, man, not the negativity, you know? Like for my birthday, I enjoy myself, you know? I was waiting for this guy to call me so I could come and get him. But he ain't get no call. I'm like, oh, man, he ain't called me on my birthday. Rich forgot. Because granted, I forgot to call him for his birthday, though. You know,
That's not why I didn't do that. I just don't know when your birthday is.
Oh man!
But you should be calling anyhow to say, hey, let's go
it's
do
Cinco
something.
de Mayo, man. Remember every year when I was a kid, it was Cinco de Mayo. You can see all them
we live
Mexican
in the
cars.
South Side, so everybody
they got the Mexican flag.
Listen,
they said
if your birthday falls on Cinco de Mayo, it's like somebody's birthday falling on Christmas.
Yeah.
First thing people are thinking about is presents, and like Cinco de Mayo, people are thinking about like we live on the South Side of Milwaukee, so I'm gonna see people. I'm gonna see parades.
Yeah. But back to what Ken was talking about, it's just so much violence, man, and so much going on in Milwaukee,
Right.
and people blaming this and this. You got to blame the individual, man, that making these decisions, because every day you got a choice and a chance. So you can't blame no one and say, man, it's the police. The police got to crack down on the police. No, people just have to change, man. You have to change to be better people, man.
So what happened with that bottle of Southern Comfort?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, went into anyway. The cop came out. I'm sure I'm blitzed. And
he said, "Blitz, huh?"
And I'm outside, and he throws me against this great big fucking glass window.
The cop did.
Yeah, and he went like this, and I thought he went like this. So I turned around, and I jacked him in the jaw. And knocked him down.
The cop?
Yeah, I knocked him. I almost knocked him right out. My brother was there. He saw it. I just brought my fucking fist up and go jack his jaw again. I don't know where all those cops came from.
Just threw you down.
Yeah.
Dang.
I got thrown in jail overnight, and then I got out.
After you hit the cop.
Yeah, after I hit that cop, I got out of jail.
Well, that's because it's the 70s, though. That's why it was different.
I went into
There
court.
was a black man in the 70s. His ass was booked. You know that for a long time.
The thing of it is, though, what made it really something worthwhile hitting that
booked
cop.
At least 5 years. For instructing the officer.
Check out. Go. I went into court. I had to go to court,
See, it's good about you. You don't know if you native and you don't know you black. I mean, white. So it's like, damn, you had it good your whole life. You don't know if you're a native guy or you're a white guy. So you had good on, both sides.
You sit there and the judge says to me, right now, this is a serious crime hitting a cop, jacking his jaw.
That's serious
like that.
time, man.
And the judge says to me, what happened? I said, well, Your Honor, I was drunk. I said, I don't drink. And I decided to drink. And I got drunk. And I tried to get some spinata out like that. I said, and that cop threw me against the window, and he was going to hit me behind the head. I'm going to defend myself. I ain't going to let no cop. Just because he's a cop, he's going to hit me like that. He looked down at me. He says, you got a job? I said, yeah. He said, where do you work? I said, World of Wills. He goes, you know Hawkeye? I said, yeah, he's my brother. Oh, case dismissed. Officer, I want to talk to you. He got suspended for 30 days.
Wow, that's the 70s too. Like today that judge would have still looked at you like you're scum.
Yeah, but that's how it was, though. I mean, life was a little bit different back in the 60s.
Life was a
70s.
lot different. It wasn't a little different. It was a lot different.
Yeah, I got drunk and put my car in the ditch, walked home, fell asleep, come back 9 o'clock in the morning, get my car, cops are there like that. And he said, your car? I said, yeah. I said, I got so drunk last night. I says, I must have fell asleep in the ditch. Any damage? He said, nah. I said, well, car, if it is, it makes no difference. Cop says, you get it out of the ditch before noon. He says, oh, you're going to get a tow ticket. All right. He left. I didn't get leaving the scene of an accident or being drunk driving or anything, Yeah. Hey, years ago, I'm speeding down the highway, 41 was no 4-way. It was a 2-way, And I'm flying down the road doing about 90 miles an hour, Here comes the state trooper. I pull over like that. He looked. He said, Barkey. I said, yeah. He said, I told you. Next time I pull you over, I'm going to give you a ticket. I said, geez, I don't even got a job. How am I going to pay a ticket? He said, well, I'll give you a warning ticket. That's real. That's honest to God truth. That's real.
I believe.
Real stuff that really happened back in those days. Yeah. Driving without a driver's license. in town. Cop tells me, the chief of police says to me, Barky, you want to drive that car? Take it out in the country. Okay. No problem.
All right.
Nowadays, they fucking jack you around, handcuff you, twist your arms in circles and shit, and take you down to jail and book you and all kinds of shit.
And give you and cause a whole bunch of trouble in your life, and find ways to stop you from driving.
Yep.
They'll find like for instance with me, that all I have is that one OWI. I was under the legal limit. The legal limit in Wisconsin is .08. I was .07. I still was found guilty. They've got this they've got this propaganda out here in Wisconsin where buzz driving is drunk driving. Well, if buzz driving is drunk driving, then it should be zero tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you shouldn't be allowed to drive even with just one drink of alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens though? Not only do I have to pay the ticket, which I already paid, but now I got to pay $325 just for somebody to tell me whether I have an AODA problem or not. And once I pay that, I got to take a class. They're going to make me take a class.
Yeah,
and the class could be hours. It could be hours. And then I don't even know when the class is going to start.
It's
and
6 weeks, I think. Ain't that?
Dude, here's the thing about it. It's one ticket. It was my first ticket.
You still got to do that right now?
I would have to do that right now, yeah. But see, that's why
to get your license back?
To get my license, yeah.
Go take care of that, man.
You go take care of it for me, man.
What all you got to do again?
Look at me.
Check this out. My opinion, they're fine. They're looking for ways to take people off the road because of that climate change. I look at it like, nah, you know what? I'll be a conspiracy theorist about it, and I'll say it with animosity, and you can say it took accountability. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a way to take people's driver's license away from them. Today, if they want, they can make it to where, like, okay, like for instance with Mike, like the stuff that Mike did where he kept getting tickets all the time, and even Michelle, man, try doing that these days, and you'll probably never get a driver's license. You know, now you got to, and then somebody like, well, that's crazy talk. Okay, for a couple years, you'll never get your driver's license. How's that? They'll just compound matters, and then they're like, "Oh, you got to take a SR22 insurance, or you got all this, you know, all this legal wrangling to keep to make a person's life difficult." You know, it make it seem like everybody has money just coming out their anus. No, what if you're living from paycheck to paycheck? They're not trying to make it. You know, now somebody can say, "Well, that's because you know it's an OWI." So it's to teach them not to do it again. Well, damn, dude, you know, that used to be just a ticket. Matter of fact, if I'm correct, at one point, it was just
a case now, huh?
Yeah, at one point, it was just a warning. And then it would become a ticket. I don't know, but I know this. The very first one was a ticket, most definitely. And then if you got a second one, or if you got a third one, okay, then you're talking.
You know why they took that 0.17 and it's a 1.8? They rounded it.
Yeah, but they rounded to 10. Then.
No, they rounded to 1 point.
I say, you know, my opinion is, you know,
don't drive and drink.
Yeah, that's what I say. Don't drive and drink.
So in other words, don't expect your rights to be upheld. Is what the two of you are saying? Because when it says .08, what that means is that anybody that's under .08, they're protected. They have a right to. And if that weren't the case, then it would be zero tolerance.
I just say don't do it. You know, shit.
So that's right. It's like saying
home and privacy.
And now when you
space at home and do it.
So when you start thinking like that, then what you're saying to yourself is, when it comes to anything, just don't do it. Don't defend yourself. If somebody breaks into your house and you feel like you have a right to defend yourself, and it's like a castle law, like in Florida, well, don't exercise your right to castle law, because you know what could happen. If you kill that person,
if you get up in the morning with a choice and a chance, though.
That's the mindset.
Before you even make a decision, you got to get up in the morning, you got a choice and a chance.
That's
before
the wrong
you even
mindset.
start your day.
You're an American. That's the wrong mindset.
Man.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you, we want to play video? We'll play video right now. We'll play video about what people... I played this video last night on the platforms, and it's called Make Mine Freedom. And it's a video from like 1948. You got these people in America, and it's a cartoon. And they're complaining, like you got a union worker, and he's saying, you know, we ought to strike, and we need changes, and we're gonna, you know, you got 4 groups of people, I think like one's a politician, one's a private owner of a business. They're all complaining about America, right? And it's kind of like I don't want to say they're pitted against each other, but they're all complaining. And this guy comes along, and his name is Mr. Ism. Like communism and socialism. Now, granted, there is a capitalism, and this is a capitalist country, but the point is, he comes around and he says, "Hey, I got this thing for you guys. If you want, you could drink it. Just all you have to do is sign over your freedoms, and everything you want is in this bottle." And that guy, and one guy comes and he says, "You know what? Let me read that." And he reads the contract, and he says, all you have to, the very bottom is like, all you have to do is surrender your freedom. And he's like, surrender your freedom, right? And then he tells each one of these 4 people from 4 different walks of life in this cartoon, well, before you go ahead and you sign that contract, why don't you take a sip of this elixir, right? And they do. And the cartoon is, people in the 40s and 50s, like in 60s, like they taught against socialism, they taught against communism, and it was thought provoking. It wasn't just that it's bad or whatever. Like, yeah, I really want you guys want to watch the video. It's
what you say again now?
It's a cartoon, but it's from 1948. It's a video that's anti. It's against. It's a propaganda video against. It's a video against propaganda.
Say they really making a controversy video against Karl Marx.
They're really making a point. Because when we're talking right now, and somebody's telling me, well, then you should just don't. No, you do.
Points. Check this out. My neighbor comes over and he calls me prejudiced.
When recently?
Yeah, just a couple days ago. And I says to him, I says, prejudice. I says, what do you see? Look at me. What do you see? He says, I see a white person. I says, you know what I see when I look at you? I see a fucking person. You're prejudiced, motherfucker.
That's nice. I like that.
Dang.
I like that. That's different, man. Oh, that's a good trick. What do you see in front of you? I see a person. That's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's what I really do
nice,
see.
That's nice. That's something different.
I don't use color as what.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, man, get some of them some sandwiches in there, man. What you cooking there anyway, bitch? What's that in that pot, man?
That's chili.
Chili what? That same chili from last week?
No.
Chili eater.
It's like, what? Yeah, guys, they finna be calling in a minute, man. But you know, I want to clear
off Alabama.
Look,
Alabama was like if you got trick or treaters and you get a big bag of cheap bubble gum and you put in with a couple pieces of chocolate. Alabama was the filler. So
nah, he good. He don't call again. He don't got nothing.
Dude, he might never call again.
Man, Alabama won't call again. He don't got nothing.
Alabama's gonna be like, man, I
nothing
told you, don't be telling that dude he talking to me, and I'm.
But I want to make the clear. I want to clear up some stuff, you know, because you know when I first started the podcast, I used to say things that's not off the wall, but people weren't understanding me. You know, like, it's not that I don't like black people. I love my black people. I love my brothers, sisters, everything they done. The activists, all that, right? It's just the niggas, you know, the niggas I disagree with.
Okay,
you know,
that's when
the ignorant people.
There is.
Not, it ain't. You can't put two of them together. You can't put the black and the nigga together because black people is historic, and I think that the niggas is the ones that messing up, man. You know, so. Don't think that.
Yeah, that's what makes the difference between them.
Yeah, it's two.
Yes, I see that. I do see that, and I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't see like because I said it. Black people. I said it in one of our, podcasts.
Yeah.
Them shows and
someone got on you about that.
Like,
someone got on you about that. They got on you about that.
Black people, bro. I was like, no, it's just the niggas, y'all. You know, it's like
Rich don't like. They said, I don't like your podcast
because when you stop seeing,
you said the N word, and you're black, and Rich says that he don't like. What's that? Reparations. People don't. Rich was mad about the riot. I don't want to read. I don't want you want to hear.
Wait a minute, man.
I don't want to hear that.
Wait a minute, man. Look, this deep right here. people been on my ass, man.
Still to this day?
Man, to this day, man.
How come they're not watching the podcast then?
I don't got it on there.
They should be
But look, I'm
that
saying.
view for that video should be up to like.
No, I'm
like-
saying. I'm
like
saying
50.
I'm saying like people really been on my ass. Like
And people were mad because when that rioting was
not
going
that.
on.
Like, cause this dude said this.
What?
Right? He said, "I am black and I agree." He said, "See, look."
Piss a lot of people off. First off, I want to say, this is my opinions, what I think about things. So anyone get pissed off and think they're going to say something to me, it's going to offend me and make me mad. It's not. I don't give a shit. It's my opinion, as is what you're going to say is your opinion. I want to know why African Americans use the N-word to each other. Not derogatory, they use it like, "What's up, man? How you doing, man?" They always say that. They're writing songs about it. They're in songs, they sing it. But yet the word is derogatory. Then why use the fucking word? I mean, do you hear white people, Hispanics, Asians calling each other, all these derogatory terms for the race? No. But I hear it from blacks. Why is that? Why is that? If a word offends you so much, why the fuck are you using it? You're ignorant. Let's go back in time to your great-grandparents who were slaves. Or say Martin Luther King. And they heard you use the N-word. How you use it in normal fucking conversation. Don't you think your grandparents be just a tad bit, maybe lividly pissed off that a term that they were offended, that they were referred to in a derogatory term, you're fucking using your day-to-day while getting chicken nuggets? What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop using that shit. Stop using it. Make yourself look stupid.
Hey, man. So, I said that was like a lot of people on my ass, man. Because I said one thing, right? Because they took it the wrong way, and I got a lot of fucking like.
Yeah, a lot of hate mail.
Not hate mail, but I got a lot of people that got their own opinion.
When you get people like that, you got to say, "Do I got to talk to you in literacy or intelligent?"
Man, yeah, because I said, I said something like, they do it in the way that, like, what's up, my guy? Because they used the N word replaced. They took the ER out and made it an A.
Yeah.
But all reality is,
it's still
it's still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still, a bad word. Regardless if you change it and you made it sound better, it's still a bad word because they.
But do you know what that is in a dictionary?
An ignorant person.
No.
That is what it means in a dictionary. Ignorant person.
And it also a stack of wood behind a shed.
Well, let's watch this video.
No.
Listen.
I read that.
Let's watch this video because this video, it is educational. It is thought provoking, and it's like I posted this last night on the platforms, and it's like something I want to do. I did this, titled it "Manwich presents Classes in Session Take 1, Make Mine Freedom." There's dozens of these cartoon videos like this from that era.
We could check it out then. Hey, and another thing, I'm still the Trump supporter, man. I still love him, y'all. So they can't take that away from me.
Well, yeah, obviously,
he's the
got
best
the hat
president
next to you right now.
He's the best president.
Yeah,
ever,
the thing of it is, it was true. Everybody was happy. Everybody had money in their pocket.
Everybody was happy, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't no crime like that. Like, what's going on, man?
Towns were being burnt down and robbed.
Oh man, soon
grabbing.
Everybody was happy, man. Then Trump
really,
left,
everybody
man.
had money in their pocket.
Everybody
wanted vacations and save money.
Look what's going on now.
Yeah,
like we don't even know what the president's next task is. He ain't explaining he ain't doing nothing for the people.
He's back in the basement.
Back in the basement.
Yeah, he is. He's in the basement right now.
It's crazy.
And we're supposed to be working on the deficit. Oh,
that's
man.
why I love the Trump. Make mine freedom. Like mine.
America is many things to many people. To a 17-year-old kid, it's the malt shop on the corner.
And that's how it really was.
To Grandpa, it's the front porch in the cool
You know that?
evening.
That's how that really was. Go to the malt shop. get
To
a malt,
Mother and her
strawberry
family,
malt.
it's church on Sunday morning. And to Dad, it's his favorite relaxation. It's the Cracker Barrel philosophers in Crabtree Corners. And it's the tycoons in Wall Street. It's all races, creeds, and religions. It's freedom to work at the job you like. Freedom of speech and to peaceably assemble. Freedom to own property. Security from unlawful search or seizure.
Where's your warrant, Flatfoot?
The right to a speedy and public trial. Protection against cruel punishments and excessive fines. The right to vote. And to worship God in your own way. It is these freedoms that have made America strong.
Okay, so we got our freedom. But management's lousing up everything.
Labor is at fault. It's ruining the country.
My constituents, as your elected representative, I can assure you Labor's right. Management's right. I'm strictly neutral.
Labor, management, politicians, phooey. They can't tell corn from oats.
What?
Take the money out of my pocket.
Hurry, step right up, folks. Here's the answer to your problems. Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ISM. ISM will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower cost. Why, ISM even makes the weather perfect every day. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ISM promises to take care of me forever.
Get out of the way!
Pardon me.
And who are you, my good man?
I'm John Q. Public.
Ah, my fine friend, you're just in time to share this generous and gigantic offer. Sign right here.
Mind if I read it first?
Hurry up,
Keep your shirts on, boys. Including my freedom. Freedom? What? Sign away my freedom? Why, this is ridiculous.
Don't be corny, brother.
Sure, our system of free enterprise isn't perfect. But before we throw it away for some imported double talk, let's turn the clock back a few years to see what it's done for us. For example, back in the 1890s, Joe Dokes was just a guy who liked to tinker around his barn. Some people thought Joe was lazy. Some even thought he was nuts. But one day, he had an idea. And because he was free to dream, dream, and tinker, Joe had a chance to make something of himself and his idea. So, of course, some people didn't think so much of Joe's idea. But that didn't stop him. So Joe got some money from young Aunt Minnie and Uncle Angus and Grandpappy and Mr. Titus. When Joe's friends and relatives used their savings to help him buy tools and property, they were capitalists. Don't blush, folks. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, naturally, Joe needed some help. So he hired Willie Lumpkin, who was out of work anyway, and before long, Willie had the know-how and became skilled labor. Because capital, management, and labor worked together, Joe's idea grew. It grew and did things even he never dreamed of. Today, the automobile industry provides millions of jobs that never existed before. And remember, this is a story of only one industry. There are thousands more scattered all over the United States whose history of development is pretty much the same. We've built a country under the American system that sends more young people to high school and college than all the rest of the world combined. Why, even in the Depression, our wages bought more food, clothing, travel, and entertainment than the wages of any other people in the world. Our country has a national income equal to the total national incomes of any other 6 nations in the world. With only 7% of the Earth's we drive 70% of the world's automobiles. That's just a sample of the things the capitalistic system has given us in only 160 years. Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike!
The state forbids strikes.
Wait till the union hears about this!
Ah, yes, the union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
The farm folk will put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll they do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
That's the best
Everything
one.
is fine. Everything is fine.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives. And we know what to do about it.
And now, gentlemen, no violence, please. And don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles. No! Oh, no! No! Hey! Oh, hey!
Working together to produce an ever greater abundance of material and spiritual values for...
That's the video.
Man, that was a lot. That was a lot going on in that video, man.
That was a good
shows you
video.
what socialism would do to you.
Yeah, that's what it do to you, man.
People sign over there. People complain in
They
this
don't
country.
sign nothing over it. It's taken.
Well,
your land is taken, and they're going to do the copy.
But they show how you got people that are complaining. Like the union worker, he's like, it's management's fault. And then the person that owns the business says it's labor's fault. Like, and then they're like, okay, well, that's what you want to complain about management. You want to complain about labor. And you want to change, so you're looking at, well, what's better than capitalism? Well, they think sort of like the other option out there is socialism and communism. Well, that's what socialism and communism, in a nutshell, would be.
It is, yeah, that's what it is.
You want to strike? There's a law now. You aren't going to be able to strike. Oh, you said the union's going to hear about this? Oh. You got your union.
You from that now.
You got your union, your number. You're just a number, not a name. 1313. What I thought was funny is, like you laughed about too when the guy says, this is wrong or whatever. He's like, we need to form together. We need to fight for our rights. And then all of a sudden that thing goes on his head and he says, everything's okay. Everything's all right. Everything's okay. And you know what? You got people saying that in the Democratic Party in this nation today. Everything's okay. Everything's fine.
Oh, they got more than
really
that.
not, though.
Check this out, right? $17 million for reposition for the black people, right? You hear about that?
Yeah.
How much? 17 billion?
17 trillion.
Yeah, they talking about if they give everybody $5 million
Yeah, but it ain't here.
They got it in San Francisco.
But it ain't gonna happen here though. That money is supposed to go to Africa. That's what that lady said on that.
It's going to go to Africa. Why is it going to go to Africa?
Because it was taken from there. But I'm going to tell you.
So they're going to pay
all through my school years, reading history and reading about slavery and all that kind of stuff. It was a tragedy. It was something that was never meant to be. That should have never happened. For real, that should have never been there. And it really pisses me off. But God damn it anyway, it wasn't the white people that transported them people from here, from Africa. It was the Europeans did that. They went over there, and guess what? The tribes are giving their own people, selling their own. And each tribe will go and invade another tribe and take their people. And the people that got their people taken will go to another tribe and take people too from different tribes. And they would bring them over and trade them.
Yeah, see, I used to think the same thing though. Till I started reading it and I learned that it was God doing. It wasn't man. They disobeyed God. So yeah, they disobeyed God. God gave them 50. See, they never was. They was in Ghana for a long time, right? But they weren't African Americans. They never was like Africans. See, African, the name came from a French man last name, and he saw a group of people didn't have his language, so he named all of them. African.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
that's why they got French over there that took over South Africa. So we was always Israelites. Yeah, we never was black people. We never was African. We was Israelites all this time. We was the conquerors. We the people. You ever saw Spain when they saw the bull come out? Yeah. And everybody started running when the bull come out. And what they call it now? They call it something like bull rain.
Running of the bulls.
Running of the bulls. That's how the Moors came in. The Moors was the Israelites too. They came in Europe, and everybody started spreading the way they came with the white horses and everything. And they created the cathedrals, and they told them about famine. You can't be kissing on animals and all this because you have pheasants, and you have all them diseases. But they didn't listen, so they rebuilt the population, rebuilt the vegetation, so that they was willing enough to take care of itself now. Now the thing was, when they got so powerful, they kicked all the Moors out, all the Israelites out now. They kicked them out, take them back to Europe and back in Africa. That's how you got so many different European countries and everything. Yeah. And they running itself and they get powerful and everything.
Sudan and all them.
You got all them powerful countries. The thing was, when Moses took them out of Egypt, they started worshiping idols again, man. The thing was, they started worshiping idols like the Egyptian was. Like right now, you see guys with jewelry on, they have all them chains. That's the Egyptians. That's the new Egyptians back reigning again. They back rosing. They woke again. So they here. They in rappers now. It's a spiritual thing, You got to really read it and to really understand. See, the thing was, you is right. One thing you is right about, the Africans did sold the Israelites because we were never no Africans.
Right.
They sold us to the Europeans. See, the people that sojourned here in Brazil, Cuba, Colombia, all of them was Israelites. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, all of them was Israelites. They was different tribes of Judah, right? The thing was, the Africans was selling us, because they was getting paid for it. It wasn't something that they intentionally, like it wasn't something that we would look for. We wanted it.
Yeah.
It was something that we done. They got a curse, and when he cursed us, he said he gonna take us to a foreign land that's not our own, and we're gonna be mistreated and enslaved.
When you said that, I think I read that somewhere.
Yep, in Acts 7:6. Yep, he said to Abraham, he said, your seed, they ain't even here yet. He said, your seed will sojourn in a foreign land that's not their own, and they will be mistreated and enslaved for 400 years. So when I read it, I said, dang, how long we been here? So I had to do the math.
Yeah.
I said, we arrived here 1619. That's when the Israelites came here. In 2019, the curse was lifted. That means 400 years. So when 19 hit, after 19 ended, the pandemic came.
But do you...
You notice that, though?
Yeah,
so when 19
yeah.
ended, the pandemic came? Because it was 400 years, man. It was over after that. The curse is lifted. God back in our favor. We don't know it. That's why they continue doing the same thing they doing. They don't know the curse lifted. They ain't reading enough, man. They don't know that you can get anything you ask God for right now. He give you anything you ask for. No worries, no trial and tribulation, nothing. You don't have no worries.
Do you consider yourself African American or just American?
No, I just consider myself an Israelite, not American.
Yeah, I'm just American, I mean, right?
No, I ain't even American either. I'm just an Israelite. I'm just everything God said. Because people strongly believe in the traditions here. You know, I
Right.
used to, till I woke up and I realized, like, in 1776, they said all man was created equal, right? But we were still enslaved.
Right.
They should never.
So you
they
weren't
should never
created-
did. They should never said that commandment. They should never put that inside of the Bill of Rights. They should have kept that and just said, you know
And
what?
later on put it in.
Yeah, put it in later on. Not when people still enslaved human
Yeah.
beings, though. The
Right.
thing is, I used to look back and be mad and angry, like, man, why we had to be enslaved? Do I had to read? I had to read, study, and show myself approval. Seeking you will find.
Right.
So I started reading, man. I'm like, man, you can't blame nobody, y'all. Y'all did it to y'allself, man. God gave y'all 54 countries. See, this one country, right? This one country with many states. Africa got 54 countries, man, that God given us. He took us out of there. He said, you know what? You don't deserve this. Moses and Aaron couldn't get there. They couldn't get there, man, because they disobeyed God. But all the other people, they came there, but they was too spoiled, man, like Americans is right now.
Yeah.
Americans too spoiled, bro. Like, we too spoiled. Regardless we're going to our deficit, regardless we're going to our, our crisis and everything, we still spoiled. And we got TVs everywhere. We could go in there even when we want to. We could go out and do what, And it's like other countries don't got the opportunity to them, privileges. You know?
Well, I tell you what about them TVs and privilege. When I grew up, there was no TV.
I know.
We had radio, and everybody was happy. Everybody enjoyed everybody. We had family get-togethers every summer, and every holiday they come out to our place because we lived in the country and had big yards and shit,
Yeah.
And it just blows me away.
And I used to think, though, Ken? Honestly, though, I used to tell him that. I said, I thought the white people came from the Netherlands. They didn't, man. This the thing that happened. Everybody came from Adam and Eve. This the thing, man, that I had discovered.
yeah. From the
This
point.
the lie that man told, right? Now, yeah, they came down, but they got destroyed. Now, it might be seal some out there, right? But they ain't come from them. The thing is, they ain't stayed long enough to get the melanin. They left early. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
We stayed long enough to get the melanin. They ain't stayed long enough to get the melanin, man. They left early.
Hello, you have a prepaid call
Yeah.
from
I like this conversation.
Richard
we're having. I really do,
Inmate
because it's so
at
interesting.
Oshkosh
And you put
Correctional
everything
Institution.
into my
Your
mind
account
that just
balance
makes
is
my mind go,
14.
whoa.
Get your melatonin.
21
That's what I'm saying,
cents.
man.
To hear
Wait a
the
minute.
charges for this call, press 2.
No,
All
wait a
calls
minute.
other than properly placed
waiting for a
attorney
phone
calls
call.
may be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good to hear from you, Richard, man. Thanks for calling, bro. Welcome on the podcast.
I appreciate it. God bless all of you guys, each and every one of you.
Yes, tell us some good news, man.
Well, there ain't no good news. I did, however, Alejandra, the person that has been working on my GoFundMe, she updated it. I guess it changed to some. I am not quite sure how much she did. I was told a little bit by Richard that, kind of what she did here and there, but I haven't seen the whole thing yet. There's not really much news left to say. I'm extremely appreciative of every single person here. I talked to Erin Jordan from the Gazette News. It's a reporter who said she really wants to work on the story and get it out there as soon as possible. But it's my fear that, if I don't get ahead of this within about a week and a half, it's going to push me back, probably another 5 to 10 years.
I don't know.
Get all this straightened out.
When you get that newspaper doing that stuff, hey, that could take a guy from that's a bad killer and make him a famous person,
Mm-hmm.
So when your things go into that paper, a lot of people read that. And that goes on my phone. That'll go on my phone. I'll read that, and that makes people think a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not going to harm you any.
No, I 100% understand that. I agree with you 100%. I did hear from the community, though. I know you guys are familiar with that. They emailed me and asked me how to get a hold of Alejandra, so I emailed them back right away. And I'm hoping that that's a sign of them trying to get involved. That would mean a lot to me. But as far as everything else goes, I don't really know what else to do. I decided when I woke up this morning, that I wasn't just going to kind of give up a little bit, and try to help some other people here. So I'm writing out a couple of motions for some other people here that, I can do it. And
Hey, don't mind if you hear that baby kitty crap. That's my stepdad's running around trying to chase this cat that I just got from him. It probably sounds a little weird right there. He's a cat man. So
I was unsure if I was supposed to respond to that or not.
I know, right?
No, but like I was saying, I know a couple of gentlemen here that are, in a situation where the courts didn't give them, any jail time credit. So I'm really proficient at doing motions for that. So I decided, like I said, when I woke up this morning, instead of stressing out, trying to, do this, I'm just going to try to put some more goodness back out, and help some people and see if, maybe that'll help me, because I don't really know what else to do. I've done everything I think I can do as far as from my standpoint. I've got the GoFundMe that's out there that you guys have posted for me. It's pretty straight clear. Anybody that hasn't listened for the first time, or is listening for the first time, I can tell you, it's a straightforward scenario. My case is the only one, and I would be willing, pretty much, to bet on that has been stuck in a courtroom and not the appeals court for almost 7 years. I've never even heard of them not allowing, and I know under 807.13, which is your friend told me, and I looked it up to make sure, he was on point, and he was, is that the judge should have made a decision a long time ago and didn't. When they stopped the hearing, in the middle of the hearing, when I was winning, I think that's where the legal loophole became, because they didn't actually conclude the hearing for the case. Then it continued on.
So what are you going to do then with that statute that you have now? Are you gonna file a motion about that?
Well, I'm in the process right now of doing my own research to see. There's no precedent. Like, there's no precedent for the case. There's nowhere to look. At no time can I have even found any case law where a person's case has been stopped in the middle of a hearing and it's continued on for almost 6 or 7 years. Little bits and pieces of it here and there, and there's never been a ruling. And I can't find anywhere where as much evidence as I have, with the tampering with witnesses, the lying to police, making witnesses unavailable, listening to my attorney phone calls, changing the nature of the crime and everything 15 minutes before the whole trial, and then giving them 23 pages of discovery unknown. I mean, it goes on, and I can't even find one that's this far out. Obviously I know about ineffective assistance of counsel. I know about Brady violations, but I've never, to this day, like I said, I've been up since yesterday researching a lot of this stuff too, and I can't find anything, not that even remotely looks like my case, so I can file a motion. Because if I do file the motion, what's going to happen is the judge is going to reject it immediately under the grounds that the case hasn't concluded. Once the case concludes, though, the case is over for me, because they found that legal loophole on not protecting the record. So every single thing that's been said, proven, investigated and proven, everything that over all these years that was supposed to be put on the record is out the window. And I don't know what else to say. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for the viewers that have listened to this podcast and everything like that. I don't know what else to do. So, like I said, I woke up this morning, and after like about an hour or two of sleep, because I was doing a lot of other stuff, and I just decided I'm just going to help some other people, and whatever happens, happens. Because after 13 years, I thought I was going to be free. I've proven that I not only did I not do it,
so what?
But
Like,
that people actually did it.
When it comes to motions, are you gonna file a motion on your own behalf under that 807.13? Is it?
So
if you do that now, listen. If you do that now, she's got to rule on a decision on it, right? And she had to make.
That's the loophole of it. Okay, so this is where everything gets really legally intertwined. She doesn't have to do anything now. She can just say no merit, because nothing is on the record. I can't actually physically put anything on the record because I have the attorney. The minute I say I want to fire the attorney, then I can no longer claim ineffective assistance of counsel based on that fact. And then when I file, they're going to say, well, you missed your timeline. Well, I didn't miss my timeline. You guys did it. You see, I'm in a legal quandary.
So, worst case scenario, you're just going to ride it out then, and then file ineffective assistance of counsel. Is that what's going to happen? Worst case scenario.
Appellate attorney. Yeah, against the appellate attorney, because I've documented it for the last 7 years.
Then,
I've documented.
All right, now let's say after you do that, what happens next? Considering that you've already overcome 8 charges previously.
This one's a mind-boggling one. I've never encountered anything like this, so I can't actually give you a clear answer. My theory on the whole scenario is I'm going to have to feel it out, try to file for the appeal for ineffective assistance of appellate attorney, and then that's going to take another 3 to 5 right there to get all the way through it. And then I'm going to 3 to 5 years from now, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
So, that's the best case scenario. It really is, because like I said, I could have been released last Monday, on the 23rd or whatever, or no, 17th, 4/17, I could have been released. If she'd just filed, all the issues on the record, and that would have been it. The judge could have ruled either way. And, obviously with those many things that went wrong, she would have had to have ruled in my favor, and she knows it. I mean, she's actually said that much, and it's like, so I don't know, it's a little deflating. I'm not gonna sit and lie to you. It really knocked the wind out of me. And like I said, I'm just gonna go back to the way what I do now. I just help people for free, and that's what like you guys are doing.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
I know a couple people here that I can get their paperwork done and get them out, a couple months early for credit they were due to have, and I'll get that done, and I'll feel good about myself. That's what I'm gonna do. So.
It sounds like you're exhausted, man, and you've been fighting, man.
Yeah, it's 13 years.
Man, don't give up, man.
13 years. And then think of the many court decisions that he has won. He's had 8 charges overturned. I mean, just for a person to get one, they'd be ecstatic. It's so hard to get one overturned, and he's had 8 overturned. He only has 1 left.
And it's not even the one. Here's the problem with that. I'm proud of the 8. I'm not even counting the other people that I've gotten out. I've gotten a total of like 16 people out of prison since I've been incarcerated. One of them, ironically, and I say this, actually burnt the semi down on the news like 2 weeks later. I was watching the news, and this guy steals the semi and burns it down. I was like, why? Oh, my God.
After you get him out.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I know he's never going to send me a letter. He's going to be locked back up. I was like, oh, my God. I really thought he was a good guy, too. But, his case was what it was. They made mistakes, and I did the motion, showed it to him, and the judge agreed and let him out. I've helped a lot of people get out, and it always seems like when I help somebody, they never return the favor, So maybe it's just, I need to continue helping people. I don't know.
Hey, we return the favor you own now, man.
No, you guys have. I wasn't meaning it like that.
Well, no. Think about it from like the lawyer's perspective. You might be helping people out, but regardless if it's this platform or those like Alejandra and Pete, and I don't know all those only advocates I know, but I know you have other advocates because you've told me.
I got a lot of different little people here and there. I've got Eric from News Weekly. He's a really good guy. I call him. He's a reporter, and I got Aaron Jordan. And then there's the other one. There's Aaron Hokelman or whatever. And I mean, there's Dylan Brogan. From Isthmus News, and I do as much as I can to accommodate these guys. But they're under the gun too. I mean,
hey, you said Dylan Brogan was from where again?
Isthmus News.
Hold on.
That's where you're at.
How do you spell that? Isthmus, what is that?
I think it's like ISYMUS or something like that. Isthmus.
Okay, Isthmus. Dylan, I know I actually got what I wrote last night. Dylan Brogan. Isthmus News. All right, I'll look that up. I've been busy,
Yeah,
man. Like I told you, like, I've been busy. Been busy
Yeah.
myself. So, yeah, I know already.
I know that when I spoke to Aaron Jordan, the reporter from the Gazette News, like 3 days ago, she had said that, she was, wants to get the story out. She wants people to try and help me. I mean, that was her words exactly, and she's going to try to see if somebody will help pick the story up with her, and try to do something. But I got less than a week and a half to try to find an attorney who will just step in and protect the record. And I don't know what to do. I mean, I've depleted my energy, I guess, and I'm not trying to sound sad and like that. I mean, it's 13 years, and I really am innocent, so people understand that I'm not just under a technicality or nothing like that, and I actually went ahead and did everything I was supposed to do. I proved to everybody everything. I got all the evidence I was supposed to have. And it's taken many years to get the few advocates that I do have, and they are amazing people, just like you guys are, and, it's hard to, sit here and day after day just be brutalized, emotionally, waking up to this drama. Like today, we just got allowed to go outside, and they just kicked us outside. So we had like 38 minutes outside for a total day.
It's all about control, man. My opinion is that it's all about control and breaking a person. They're rude, just rude. Like, they don't even put themselves in other people's shoes, and if they do, they say, well, I never would have done that. And granted, they look like everybody is in there. They did it. That's what they look at it like. They don't.
Well,
there might be a few people. There might be a few people that might cross their mind. Well, this person's actually innocent. But even if somebody is innocent,
I told the truth.
What?
I told 100% the truth, and I did. I told them the things I did do. Like the burglaries and stuff like that. And all that stuff. And ironically, and maybe some people might not like this, but like I was a party to a crime or something like this here and there. I told the truth, and those are the cases that got thrown out. And it makes no sense. I'm like, I served the time for that.
That's crazy, man. Cases you did do, they
I know what you're saying.
threw it
I know
out.
what you're saying, but I'm just saying it's one of these things where I actually told the truth about everything, and yet I'm sitting here for a crime I didn't commit. It makes zero sense, and I think that at some point I do feel deflated. I'm like, man. So, like I said, when I woke up this morning, I knew a couple guys that have been asking around, and I just said, yeah, I'll do this stuff for free for you. I'll get this done for you guys. Hopefully I can get you guys out. So one guy's got 60 days, the other guy's got like 7 months, and I think the other guy's got missing like a year and a half.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
And that just shows you that the court system doesn't care about anybody, because when a person has served a year and a half and he's got credit coming, why would you want the guy to stay in prison for a year and a half past his
taxpayers' money? Taxpayer money.
Right, it's taxpayers' money.
And it's not coming out their pocket, so of course they have no problem in charging it to the state. Negate the fact that this country is over $30 trillion in debt, and look for avenues to reduce the debt.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, no, don't do that. Just continue to build up a prison system.
Right. And don't teach anybody anything here. I think that's a big problem too for society.
You got people like when at RCI, for instance, in Racine, they set the standard so high. Like when I first got there, the tape test, I scored 12.9 on the reading and the math, and then they redid the tape test. They redid it. Did you see the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I failed it. I'm a college graduate. I got a degree in mechanical design technology. Right. I failed the math, and I couldn't even finish getting through the reading because the amount of that I had to read in that short time, I walked out, man.
It's funny you say that. They just last week they just tried to make me take another one, and I laughed. I laughed at them outright. I said, I'm certified mechanic, certified electrician. I said I'm a pretty good welder, and I'm certified in that. I said, so I'm not even quite sure.
That's
why
another.
Why you guys are trying to make me take another?
Because it's a ploy. It's a ploy to get grants.
Yeah.
It's a ploy to get money from taxpayers. When it's all said and done, it's little scams that build up into one big scam.
Yeah.
Whether they see it as a scam or not, that's what it is.
Oh, it's a scam. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I don't see people pocketing the money per se. I mean, granted, you have like people out here who run programs and they're paying their employees little money for what they're doing, and you got one guy that's like running the show really, and he's getting all the big bucks, and he's getting the money. The checks are being written to him, and he's allocating the money where he wants it to go to. To what employee, and those employees are getting paid not as much as they would elsewhere.
I know.
And then I've seen somebody, I've seen it to where you got guys that are walking around and they got these nice clothes, man. They got these nice suits, and they got these fat heads, these major egos, but it's all built on, these programs that are put out there that are, again, taxpayers are paying the money.
Definitely is.
Keep printing money in this country. Keep printing imaginary dollars and agreeing to programs.
So yeah, if you guys are still willing to help me, put my new GoFundMe information out there, I would really appreciate that. On your website and everything, and I appreciate that. I really do,
we still want to help you. We want, we encourage you to call every week. So again,
I will. I think I will for a little while, but I think after the deadline, I'm gonna, let some other people get in, because after the deadline is kind of over for me for a while, and I would like for other people to be able to utilize your podcast to try to help them.
The only way that's possible though is when people call. Granted, you're our fourth caller tonight.
Okay.
All right, you got two guys from Racine, and you and Wolf from Oshkosh. There's guys that didn't call that typically call too, but. The ways that this platform will grow. Look, when I was in there, for instance, man, if I could get out to be able to talk to people and then go and tell somebody, hey, look, man, listen to this podcast. I was on this podcast.
Right.
You could hear me outside of being of the mechanisms that are in control right now. Like right now, when you get on the horn with somebody, granted, this conversation is recorded, but
correct,
it don't go nowhere. Here you got guys. They can go ahead. They can say anything. They can say yo mama jokes. They could say whatever. They could be like, it's an opportunity to breathe outside of that place, though a person's inside that place. It's freedom that, it's limited, but still it's totally it's a concept.
Before the phone hangs up, I just want to thank you guys. I want to say God bless to each and every one of you. And, I hope you guys keep moving forward and keep trying to strive to help other people. And I really appreciate you guys putting this platform together. It means the world, not just to me, but to the other people too.
Well, anytime, brother. Anytime, man. You got the number.
And
you got the
try to help me with the GoFundMe so that we can get my word out there. I got a week and a half left. Anything help, even comments. If somebody wants to write a comment, please do.
Someone did, but it wasn't really directed towards you. It was just directed towards the court system. Somebody had, they're pitching a fit. I'd have to pull it up, but right now we got like seconds left. So, this would have been a time when Alabama would have called back, but Alabama would have called back by now and said, I'm back.
Rich gone?
Yeah, the time was up.
I think I'm about to head out, y'all. I'm about to catch this damn store.
Yeah. I'm about to catch this store. I go by Michael to get my guitar.
Yeah.
Dude, we supposed to do this till 9 o'clock. No. Now, not only did you write, the next time don't shit on Alabama because I would have had Alabama call.
We got too many.
You better get somebody to call in.
I'm going to talk to my brother Ralph. He spent 3/4 of his life in prison.
He in prison right now?
No, he's been in and out.
Oh, you got to tell him how he made it out.
No, he got people out of prison that they tried everything to get out, and he got them out of prison. He's got one of these brains where he'll tell you all about the Bible
Yeah.
He will. He'll tell you about without even looking at it. He'll go word for word.
He got to understand it, though, yo.
He does. He got one of the photographic minds.
That's your older brother or younger brother?
Younger brother. He's got a photographic mind.
That's like me, though. I got a photographic mind.
He got in a car accident, right? He had a 1972 Ford Mustang fastback, and he's coming out of his hometown doing 100 miles an hour. He hit somebody head on. He flew out of the car, out of that little window on the side. He went out of that. He landed in the ditch. I could think it was winter because it was snow. Saved him, from more bruises and shit. Well, his head was big as a basketball, and they didn't expect him to live, but he survived and that. And after that, he had a photostatic mind. But he's into this law stuff, and he's always looking at the law, and that. And he got people out of prison. And he got out of prison by filing a motion for something.
How old are you?
I'm 74. And
how old is your brother?
And my brother is 68.
Oh, you got him at like 6 years, huh?
And they kicked him out of prison. They did. He had about a year and a half to go. And they packed all his fucking shit, put him by the gate and told him to get the fuck out of here. And that's real. That's a real story. He argued with the warden. They put him in a hole. He didn't care. He read the Bible. He read it. And yeah.
Okay, let me catch. I had a great time this week, y'all. I enjoyed myself. Steady, and I really enjoyed chewing Alabama out. But with all due respect, I still love Alabama. Ain't nothing changed. It just, every week it should be something different,
Yeah.
It should be more appreciative, and not complain to me. Y'all got 5,000 people. I've been talking to these people since January, and nobody ain't do nothing for me. What? And this guy, you got another guy that's really innocent that went to trial, and he's so humble and so, he's so he grateful.
Yeah.
What he says, he exhausted. You could tell. And you got two different guys. You could see the characteristics in both of them. So when you see both characteristics, you could judge them now. You could say, oh, okay, Alabama like this like this. This guy went to trial, you didn't. And your attitude like this, and you not. You more humble than him. So you can't be what you saying you is then. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was very interesting.
It was interesting. Thank you guys for the time and pleasure.
Yeah, I enjoy listening to you talk about.
Hey, yeah, wait a minute. I had to tell you something I just discovered too, Pops. Do you know everybody that came off of Noah's Ark was this complexion? Because look, God revealed to me, look. He revealed to me.
Your eyes.
If you're going to talk, you're still on the mic.
Look,
we're still
everybody,
live.
wait a minute. Everybody that was, I just discovered this. Because they did a study. If you put anything in the dark that's dark, you put anything in the dark and they've been there for like a long time, they skin automatically turn white.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it real good. If you was in the boat so long, if you was these people, you come out that color because you was in darkness so long. Nobody ain't really take that accountability because nobody ain't thinking. You can't come out the same color if it was dark in there. You ain't had no lights. You ain't had no windows like that. You had the top windows, but it's still dark. So everybody came out of there, they had to be light because their skin had to change because of the darkness. Read about it, man. You put anything in dark, it changed to white, man. So I had to look at it. I said, hold on, man. Wait a minute, man. They got all this color and black and white stuff, but they don't know the truth then. So I had to look at that and really do my study on that, man. Like, damn, all this time I'm thinking this and this and this. Nah, man.
Break it all down. We're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
we're all brothers and sisters.
All this time,
I don't care what they are. We're all brothers and sisters.
We all brothers and sisters at the end of the day, man.
Yeah.
Don't look at color as a, somebody doing this and doing this. and it's like, it seems like when races come apart, it's like they blaming on. How you don't blame it on the new people here and the old people did it? Like, that's confusing to me. If they did it back then, why would you mad at them now? They ain't got nothing to do with it. Shit to do with it. Now the racial characteristics is different. Now they still have them same ways. That's when we could judge them and everything.
Well, I heard this our lady on North Avenue when I lived on the north side there, and she was telling me about how it is. She says, but the kids are never going to appreciate it. They're going to go out there and they're going to get revenge. They're going to want what they want. And I always kind of figure, what is she talking about?
Hey, get that cat right there. Smack that motherfucker.
What? You on that cord? No, man, don't do it to the cat, man. Okay, this is Ken.
No, I'm not. I'm staying around. I got this at 9 o'clock.
Tonight.
So, okay, all right, man.
This man, he had to leave out. I'm saying goodbye, and y'all have a good rest of your show till next time.
All right,
man is signing out. The Manwich Show.
Yep, I'll be heading on out. I got to go over and get my guitar, and I'll bring it next week.
You want to say bye to the viewers?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, say bye.
Yeah, this is Ken, chalking out.
And I'm still here, and now we're going to do a segment called Manwich Origins. In other words, X-Men inmates. That's what it is. Ex-inmates. And today we're going to do Chepe.
Hello, viewers. My name is Cesar Flores Ramirez. My DOC number is 445673, and I'm in Racine Correctional Institution. I've been here for the last seven years. I came from a maximum security prison. I did 15 years in there. I've been down for 22 years, and I was charged for a first degree intentional homicide. The jury convicted me of first degree intentional homicide. I was given a 45-year sentence with life or extensive supervision. I got my case on October 7, 2021, and I've been in prison since then. I went to a jury trial for the first degree intentional homicide, and I had a public defender lawyer that he didn't help me. He didn't help me at all. I was in a jury trial just by myself. At the time, I didn't even speak English. Nothing. I can read. I don't know how to. I just was in a jury trial. Silence. Just keep looking at people and see what's going on. And I was convicted. And I was given an interpreter without license. And years later, that helped me to help my case to get overturned. But I'm gonna tell you that later. So, but that's what I was charged. I was charged first degree intentional homicide and convicted by a jury, by 12 guys jury trial. And when the jury trial begins, the judge offered me, like, he gave me some chances to change my first degree to reckless homicide. But my lawyer, he keep denied the offers. When the judge asked me, hey, do you want to get reckless homicide instead of first degree. My lawyer keeps saying, no, he don't want the offer. He want to go all the way up. So, and I was relying on him. So, at the end of the day, you know, I was convicted for first degree intentional homicide. And there's another time the judge offered me if I want to, because when this happened to me, I was drunk, I was high, so I don't really remember a lot of stuff of what happened. And in a jury trial, the judge asked me if I wanted the test results, and my lawyer said that he told the judge that I don't want to. And if I would know all that, like I know right now, all those offers, I would have taken. I would have said yes. I wanna bring the results to show the jury trial that I wasn't really conscious when everything happened. But my lawyer kept saying no. So I found out all this years later when I got all my transcripts, and I started reading with my little dictionary. I started reading, and that's how I found out. I went through all my little stuff and reading back and forth, and that's when I said, oh, this guy, this public defender lawyer, they devoted to me. You know, instead of help me, you know, he harmed me. And I was convicted by a first degree intentional homicide. I give 45 years sentence with life of sentence supervision. After all that, I made my first appeal, my first direct appeal, which was denied. And the state they appointed me another public defender lawyer for my appeal, which it didn't help me. It didn't help me at all either. So on my appeal, when my appeal comes, I told my lawyer what issues I want to raise, and I tell I want to bring my issues. I want to bring my interpreter issue, my test result issues, my offer from New York, and she never did it. She bring only one issue. Insufficient evidence to convict me. That was the only issue she raised. And it was denied. It was denied. And so after that, after my first direct appeal, I just said, man, I give up. So I don't want to do anything. And in 2012, I reopened my case again. I found some new issues, and I was starting with some paralegal guys in prison, and they told me that issue that was valid. So I bring it before the court, and the court granted me. They brought me back to court, and they agree with all that. And that's how.
Todas las llamadas que no sean hechos propiamente a un abogado pueden ser monitorizadas y grabadas.
And the state came and say that they're gonna appeal my court appeals decision. So now they hold me down right now. Even I got my old sentence. I had a few months left. And now I gotta wait until what the DA is gonna do with this overturn decision. So what I mean, the state of Wisconsin, man, they just can't do anything with you. They see you alone. You don't got any representation. So they just say fuck them. That's what happened to me. That's what like I say in the beginning of all this, my situation, I didn't speak no English. I didn't read English, nothing. So that was that was that was bad for me. And even they stay in the court. No, I didn't speak English and all that. They don't care. They just compete me all that. So and now now they trying to get back and hold me down. I don't know for how long. They're trying to bring my old sentence back. And like I always been doing, I'm not gonna give up here. I'm gonna keep fighting. Whatever happens, I wanna keep fighting. In the meantime, I'm trying to find for some representation, and to keep it going on. If anybody know who can represent me on my appeal, I appreciate it. This is Alabama. I'm in Racine. The Racine Correctional Institution is a prison here in Wisconsin, and started in Wisconsin in Racine. I am trying to fight my case that I've been trying to fight for over 9 years now. Mainly because of the ineffective assistance and because of the constitutional violations that were obviously done to me. Let me start by telling you that I had gone into work Thursday, December the 12th, around 4 o'clock, and I hadn't got a wink of sleep. Just right bore being questioned by a detective that came to my door. Let's see here. I wasn't even expecting the detective to be at my door because I'm not a habitual serial career criminal. Matter of fact, this is my first time in prison at the age of 40. I've gone 23 years of my adult life without prison. I don't even have a juvenile court record. But I'm a Southerner from Mobile, Alabama. Just turned 50 years old last month. Been in here, let's say December the 14th of 2023 this year will be 10 years for me. But I was just wrongly done in the due process.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
But let's see here. Like I said, I wasn't even expecting any detective to even show up at my damn door, and I'd been up for 40 hours straight. In the last 12 hours of that 40 hours,
without a wink of sleep. I had been drinking 16 ounce beers, and it was proof in my damn room. Also, it was proof on my 3 CDs when I was being questioned by the detective. But in the preliminary court hearing, he mentioned out loud that he smelled alcohol on my breath, and my public defender was nothing but an undercover another state prosecutor in this state. Didn't question him about anything. Why he allowed me to volunteer myself? Why? Because I cooperate. The reason why I volunteered myself because I'm a Protestant Christian, and it's been instilled in me, with these Bible verses. Like Titus 3:1 says, remind your people to submit to rulers and authorities, to obey them, and to be ready to do good in every way. And like 1 Peter 2:13 says, for the sake of the Lord, submit yourselves to every human authority. The Moody Bible Commentary says this about 1 Peter 2:13, page 1961. It says, one also submits to authority because it has been ordained by God. When believers act responsibly towards civil authorities, they are acting freely and remembering they are God's bondslave. So I'm sitting here, I don't know what the hell is going on. They come knocking on my damn door after I'd just been drinking for the last 12 hours, and I've been up for over 40 hours, but I'm not in my right mind to tell this dude that, I'm clearly not in my right mind. And he comes in, he shows me a piece of paper that says he's got a search warrant, but this piece of paper looks like a typing piece of paper. It looks like a single blank typing piece of paper folded long ways between his thumb and finger. I never got to see what was inside it, but all I know is on the outside it was blank. I don't even know if it was a real damn search warrant. But then I lived on the second floor of the building, so there was only one exit out the door. My window didn't have a ladder or steps or anything, so I couldn't go out my damn window. So the only way I could go is through my door, but it was covered with a humongous police, and then I had another police on my right side, and then I had the detective on my damn left side, so I had 3 damn cops surrounding me. They have a thing. I have a case law that describes what I went through. This is United States versus Slate, 620 F3D 816. 7th Circuit Court 2010. It said, in Slate, police officers reserved a small police station interview room prior to executing a search warrant, took the defendant from his home to the interview room without arresting him and questioned him without first explaining his Miranda rights. In fact, the officers planned and executed the entire day so to procure the defendant's statement without first informing him of his Miranda rights. Procure means to obtain something, especially by special effort or means. You see, when the process shifts from investigatory to accusatory, when its focus is on the accused and its purpose is to elicit a confession, our adversary system begins to operate. Now look, custody for Miranda purposes is a state of mind. When police create a situation in which a suspect reasonably does not believe that he is free to escape their clutches, he is in custody, and regardless of their intentions, is entitled to Miranda warnings. By these 3 things, I was in custody. There was a threatening presence of several officers. The officer's tone of voice was such that his request would likely be obeyed. I was moved. The suspect was moved to another area. That's me. See, I lived only 0.4 miles from Kenosha Police Department. It's only an 8-minute walk. And I lived on the second floor of a building. Could not go out window. No ladder, no steps. My door was blocked by accused officers. They have and then when I was down there, see, they corralled me the whole damn time. Even though they allowed me to self-volunteer myself, they still corralled me. They took me down to the damn vehicle, directed me into their vehicle, and took me there. When I got there, I was at the damn police station, and every time they allowed me to smoke a cigarette, I would be escorted out by a damn cop. and the cop would be posted up on me to make sure I didn't walk away. So there's no damn way when they said that I was free to leave at any time. That was just a damn lie. And on top of it, you can see every time the detective, when he went to question me, every time he stopped talking, my eyes automatically closed and my head fell back onto the wall or fell into my chest. I was no state to sit there and be questioned. I was no state of mind to defend myself. That's the reason why I freaking self-volunteered myself. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then, on top of that, then I get this public defender that doesn't do a damn thing. He's just another undercover prosecutor, state prosecutor. That's all the hell he is. So, from day one, from the preliminary court hearing, he never objected once to any damn thing. Not from the preliminary court hearing all the way to my sentencing hearing. When in the preliminary court hearing, when the detective said out loud in the court, he said I smelled alcohol on the breath. He didn't even question me about that, about why he would allow me to volunteer myself and why he would question me without giving me 24 hours to sober up before doing that. And then there's proof that he knew that I was in my sentencing transcripts. It says, let's see here. Let me find it. Okay. This is what my public defender said in court on my sentencing day. He said on page 9 of my sentencing transcript, line 19, he says he does have some issues with alcohol. And on lines 21 22, it says it's clear he was using in excess. So if you knew I was using in excess, then why the hell did you why didn't you question the detective in the preliminary hearing when he said he smelled alcohol in my breath? And then you could obviously see in my 3 CDs that I was nodding out. Every time he stopped talking, I automatically would nod out. And then the damn detective asked me a million damn times if I needed some damn coffee. So he knew there was something damn wrong with me. And if I remember coming back in from smoking a cigarette one time, when I went to go through a glass door or whatever, I staggered backwards. That would have been caught on the damn camera right there. But, I mean, there are so many obvious damn things that I was not in my right mind that they violated my... I mean, it's disgusting, man. I don't know, and then I try to tell them that this, what the person is accusing me of, the person that's accusing me of, was somebody else did this shit, because everything that she accuses me of is what exactly this other dude did to her that lives with us. And he was questioned by Oshkosh detectives. And after that Oshkosh detective, then the mother, Rihanna, come and told me exactly what this dude has been doing to the supposed victim. And everything that she accuses me of doing to her is what the hell he was doing to her. And the mother would say every time that they would go to the store that she would deny that she didn't have a damn dad. So this shit like pisses me off. And then we fast forward to 2013 when the mother put my daughter in foster home. Then she comes
All
on.
calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
Then she comes on to the first guy that the first foster home that she used to. She comes on to him, makes him feel uncomfortable. And then there's a thing where she's in the hospital and she claims sexual abuse again, and she claims it on somebody else. And the original person that did it is still out there free while I'm in here. And there is 100% no physical evidence found outside or inside of her body to ever freaking damn claim any damn thing of the Trump charges they got against me. There is no DNA from me on her, no DNA from her on me. no DNA anywhere. And there, according to my detective's investigative report, that there was never any witnesses. So, I mean, it's like her word against my word, and proof that every damn thing that she said dude did to her. And it pisses me off. There is absolutely no evidence at all. The only thing they got on me is because I was pissed off when I was drunk, and I was told by a former public defender before this guy, because we only get 3, and then I was told by the inmates, you only get 3 damn public defenders, and then you're done for. So my first public defender was Denise Herzenrath, which is a judge now. And she could have slaughtered this case, man. She could have beat this case easily for me. Because there was nothing. There was nothing. And the statement that I made didn't even go in detail. And I said it because of what Denise said. She said, if your daughter accuses you, says that you did something to her, she don't even have to have evidence. All she has to do, because this is a woman in child state, that they didn't believe her. And I'd be damned if she wasn't right. You know? And so I freaking vaguely remembered that, and I got frustrated, and I said, well, I agree with whatever my daughter says, because I was just pissed off. I was drunk. I hadn't slept in 40 straight hours. I was drank for the last 12 damn hours. There's a damn big ass dresser drawer in my damn room, and the drawers at the bottom are humongous. I filled up one of them with 16-ounce beer cans. That's like 32 beer cans or 28 beer cans or something like that. And then I was filling up another drawer. And then I had numerous damn unopened beer cans in my damn welder backsack and my damn mini refrigerator. I was in no state to even think right.
1 minute remaining.
So, and like I said, my public defender didn't do a damn thing for me. Did not do nothing for me. But violate my damn constitutional rights. And all I was told at the sentencing is that my public defender told me that I had 30 days to appeal my damn case, and that's it. I didn't know anything about my appellate rights. I didn't get a form or nothing. He didn't go over a form or nothing. He just told me I had 30 days, which was a lie, because you only have 20 days to appeal your case. So he just cheated me there. And now I'm in here, been stuck in here trying to freaking fight all these violations. And then he was going to suppress something, and they granted him a hearing, and he never freaking went to that hearing, and he had exculpatory evidence to suppress something that would have exonerated my damn case, that would have won my case, and he neglected that. So I'm trying to tell all these people, and I've been trying.
And this has been another segment of the Manwich Show. So again, for today, we had Danny. Danny was our first caller from Racine Prison. Alabama was our second from Racine Prison. Then we got Wolf, Kevin Dyer from Oshkosh. Richard Harrison from Oshkosh. And 2 segments of Manwich Origins with inmates Chepe, Caesar. I can't remember Caesar's last name. But in the description, we'll include the inmate's entire name and their inmate number and their mailing address for anyone who would like to write to them and learn more about their case. And Alabama, which you just heard. And with that, this is Rich from Manwich signing off.
anything.